to be a white man's footstool. You are put here to represent the very best in God's word.
Legendary civil rights icon, the Reverend Jesse Jackson in the studio. Reverend Jackson, how are you?
Mr. Sherwin, good morning on this chilly Milwaukee morning.
And I am pleased to have one of the founding members of the Black Panther Party, Chairman Bobby Seale. Mr. Chairman, how are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing just fine. Thank you.
From Mr. Eric Holder. Mr. Holder, so good to see you. How are you?
Well, I'm fine, man. How you been? It's been a long time. Haven't seen you for a while.
The Dr. Cornell West. Dr. West, how are you, sir?
My dear brother, you're so kind, you're so generous, man, but I salute you and the work that you were doing there. Doing a magnificent job there in Wisconsin.
Stream live on 1017thetruth.com. Call in with your questions or comments. 833-212-1017. Join us on social media at 1017 The Truth. It may not be what you expect to hear, but I will definitely give you what you need to know. Are you ready for the truth?
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Sherwin Hughes.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. Today is Tuesday, February 18th, 2025. It is primary election day in the state of Wisconsin. Depending upon where you live, you may see different things on your ballot. In certain local municipalities, you may see primaries for school board. You may see primaries for aldermen if you live in Milwaukee. The 3rd Aldermanic District has got a number of candidates, and I'm going to go through those candidates for you in just a moment. 2 of those individuals in the crowded primary for the 3rd Aldermanic District will advance to the April 1st election. And then, of course, there is the contest for the Department of Public Construction, where there are currently 3 candidates that will appear on your ballot anywhere in the state of Wisconsin. All 72 counties, all 1,850 municipalities. And that race seems to be one of pretty considerable contention. We have had a number of conversations about education, what it looks like, how it can be reformed, how it can be reshaped. And it seems like there is very little agreement. That's number one. Number two, when it comes to the political aspect of education, I don't know if our community that has the most to gain from improvements in education really delve into the politics of it. I think we just see it through a partisan lens. It's very, very tough to come off of a presidential campaign and a presidential election, which was very disappointing for a lot of people, and then to strip yourself of partisanship and look at the issues specifically. Now, I know that people run and, their campaigns may have the air and the flavor of partisanship, but that is the U.S. Supreme Court allowing special interests to invest in candidates. That does not mean that the candidate themselves is completely tied to those special interests. Now, sometimes it does mean that, but it's not all the time. And so it's really, really tough. It takes a tremendous amount of not just critical thinking skills, but a real deep understanding of politics to extract issues from races that are intended to be overtly partisan. Now, I know this much, and I got some details I'm going to share with you because I don't want you to take my word for it. There's actually some deeper information I'd like to share with you. Voter turnout is going to be exceptionally low, and I think the cold weather is not going to help that. I'm going to vote today, and typically I vote to start my day. If there is any Tuesday where there is an election, I begin my day by going to my polling location and casting my ballot. Then I start my commute to work. It's too cold. I couldn't. Listen now, relax. I'm going to vote. I just didn't do it yet. But someone like me who does not miss an election, because an election is an opportunity. I see them as such, not just an opportunity, like a golden, like a platinum, a palladium opportunity, quite honestly. But if I didn't go vote this morning because it's cold, a whole bunch of other people are not going to vote because it's cold. They're not going to vote at all. I'm just going to go vote when I get done here on the radio, assuming I can survive today, because my word, you guys have been kind of ornery lately because of this race. Got a couple of candidates that I suppose are somewhat familiar commodities, especially if you are a part of a teachers union, whether it be WEAC, which is more the statewide flavor of teachers organized politically, or the MTEA, which is the Milwaukee sort, which, and some of you know, the MTEA and some of their movements and policies and some of the things that they support do not always line up with students. We got to admit that now. Maybe the things that the MTEA does at their core, at their heart, might be student-centered, maybe, but they've got to look out for the best interests of their members. If there is a rift between folks in our community, especially folks that have children that go to any kind of school, a private school, a public school, or a charter school, MTEA will represent their members, and their members are not always in favor of other educational options that may take children, aka cash commodities, out of the public school district. And so I find it disingenuous that there is this shame almost levied on parents who have the least mobility. They don't have the ability to move to another community where the schools are better. They don't always have the ability to move to a new city or a new county where the trades are part of the high school curriculum. They don't always have that option, you see. And so they have the least amount of mobility, and so they have just the choices in the city of Milwaukee in which to pick from. And if those choices, let's say, are not good enough for a teacher's child or a principal's child or an administrator's child, then why should those choices be the only ones left for certain African Americans in this city? And that's a very fundamental question. And they'll say, well, you know, when you have these other kinds of schools, they take money away from MPS. And I guess I would agree with that, because if a parent makes the choice to send their child to a Wauwatosa school, well, yeah, MPS does not get that money. But I don't like how a disproportionate amount of the blame is being put on black parents. I mean, I know why they do it, because when you put blame on black people, we don't really do a good job of defending ourselves. When blame is put on us, we're not organized enough to push back on those that are blaming us when we want to make decisions that other people make for their children's future. The real cost to the district, if you look over time, and the district has lost people, well, there's just not as many kids. Some of y'all are not having as many children, and I say congratulations for not having as many children. So the district has shrunk in size. So that's just a demographic thing. So there are less children, so there will be less funding, and how the district funds its schools is also majorly impacted by that. But if you look over time, private school enrollments of white children has gone up. Now, it's been relatively steady in the last few years. Well, COVID made it spike a lot, because there were some parents that pulled their children out of public schools because public schools just remained closed for way too long during COVID. Way too long. Like into 2021, public schools were still virtual. And can we admit something? We're almost 5 years, damn near to the day, before we first heard anything about COVID. Can we just admit virtual schooling didn't work? Didn't work. It was a failure. It maybe worked in like Eugene, Oregon. Maybe it worked in Fargo, North Dakota. Maybe it worked in Bloomington, Minnesota. It did not work in Milwaukee. It was not an overwhelming success. In fact, there are diminished test scores that prove that virtual schooling, whatever it was, however it was administered, was not beneficial to the young people that we need to be the future of this city, this state, and this country. But over time, the real impact of the district losing money, and they gotta ask us for more money. They need a referendum because they gotta pay people. They're gonna ask us for a referendum to remove the lead from the schools. I guarantee you that's coming. And here's the thing: no one's gonna say no to that. MPS is gonna be like, "Hi, us again. Hey, remember me? Hi, can we get about $130 million?" And of course, the voting public is going to be like, "Oh, why this time?" Like a begging child. "Hi, can we get another $130 million?" Okay, why do you need another $130 million? We, the voting public, will say, "'Cause of the lead. It's the lead in the paint and the lead in the water fountains, and it got the lead chunks on the floor, and it got the lead." And no one is going to say no to that. And we're going to vote yes on a referendum to remove the lead. They're going to call it something fancy like, a comprehensive plan and program for exceptional lead abatement throughout district schools and their ancillary facilities. It's going to be just insane, some title they're going to come up with, and they're going to ask for about $130 million. And we're all going to say yes. The margin will be narrow, but it'll be something like 55 to 45. Yes, we'll approve $130 million to reduce and remove the lead in ancillary facilities and the lead in the pipes and on the floors and in the paints and in the walls and all over the lead. And then they're going to get the referendum. They're going to say, ha ha, we're paying teachers and we're going to put a swimming pool at Pulaski. Ha ha ha. And then what's going to happen 3 years later? Hi, can we get the $190 million for the lead? That's likely what's going to happen. So we got some choices to make today with probably, 17 or 18% of the Wisconsin voters are going to go and cast their ballot for who they believe should advance to the April 1st election. So whatever happens today, whichever two candidates advance, that doesn't mean that it's all doom and gloom. We still have a local school board here. We have a new superintendent. So for those of you that want to be a little more optimistic about the future of our school district, you do have some opportunity here, I suppose. There's a school board election. I think there's a primary today. I can double check that because I got the details up here in front of me. Maybe there isn't. You would think that there would be. Actually, no. There are no school board primaries. District 4, the only candidate registered is James from Milwaukee. District 5, the only registered candidate is Fonz for Milwaukee. District 6, the only candidate for school board is Mimi Reza. District 7 does have two registered candidates, Molly Keither Steele and Catherine Vanoy. So no primary technically. They will advance to the April 1st election. And not that being black always matters. I just like when it's a level of government where black people are really impacted. I like for there to be more representation. I try to use the standard benchmark of, okay, if 38% of this city is black, I'm not even sure if it's 38% anymore, then 38% of the board of school directors should also be 38% black. Not even close. There's 9 school board directors. There will be 2 of 9, so that's not close to 38%. But I like to have that kind of representation because and there's a difference, right? If you're an African American from Milwaukee and you've been here long enough, born and raised here, you see how it is, right? A lot of us will share the same perspectives on just how systems work here, and they're old and antiquated systems. It's our infrastructure in this city is old, but so is our social and political and economic infrastructure. It's old too. It's still throwbacks to the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. And so if you're an African American that calls Milwaukee home, there are some things that we see similarly when it comes to how government works in our favor or not in our favor. So that's why I personally like to see a level of representation on school boards, on common councils, et cetera, that are more reflective of our community because black people in this town get it. Now, when black people come from somewhere else, they don't get it. And I don't blame them. They come to find out very quickly Milwaukee is a unique place. You may go to other cities where there's black populations, and you might be one of those people that, you'll work in one city for 5 years, and you'll travel somewhere else and work there for 5 years. If you work for a big corporation, they may ship you. They'll ship you around, you see. Once you come to Milwaukee, this is unlike anything you have ever seen in your life. We are nothing like any place you have ever been. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what experiences you may have in other states and other towns. And you may have great experience. You may have learned a lot. Your resume might be clean enough to eat off of. But when you come here, you start over. I think that's really hard for a lot of folks to digest. And plus, Milwaukeeans don't care where you're from. We don't care. Oh, Sherwin, I love when they say this part. Well, Sherwin, I'm from Chicago. And usually my first thought is, go back. It's a train that runs 6 times a day. Go back there. Don't come here because you're not going to help. The welfare checks, they don't give those anymore. If that's why you came, you need to go back because that's the only reason why Chicago people come here. Either they came here for the welfare checks or they got ran out of Chicago. Chicago scared them. Oh, it's too violent here. Gotta come to Milwaukee and be safe. Chicago might hurt you rather physically. That's why some people leave Chicago, because they're worried about their physical safety. But Chicago folks that come to Milwaukee because they fear for their physical safety, now you come to Milwaukee, now your emotional safety is in danger. So shout out to the Chicago folks. But even they're blown away with how specific the African-American culture is. And it's followed like a pathology here. And if you don't know the African-American activist history in this city, you're going to be at a tremendous disadvantage. So I said all that to say this. I'm going to take a break, come back, go through the details of Election Day today. If you have not voted, the polls are open until 8 p.m., but I think a lot of you know that, especially those of you that listen to this program. Don't let the cold deter you, okay? We're tough people. We're hardy folk. We know how to handle the cold. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on a primary election day here in Wisconsin. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call That's All Gruber Cash Giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Join the livest talk and text fan base in the country.
So I had to come and speak about this topic because Benjamin, you be cracking me up in the worst way possible.
Which part? All love.
Keep calling, keep texting, keep being you, Truth Nation.
Hey, how you guys doing? The best lunch show ever. Ooh. I want to say, first of all praises to the Most High.
Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we count on the support of community partners. One of those local partners is Associated Bank. Together, we are committed to uplifting local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee home and promise to be a positive reflection on the community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank, member FDIC.
This is 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris, and the time is now, Milwaukee. You know, perspective is essential. What I found is the news behind the news is more important. I want you to leave my show with a sense of knowing what was missing that adds depth to the conversation. Tune in Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. on the new 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, or 1017thetruth.com.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Historically, the Wisconsin spring primary has had very little voter turnout, and officials are expecting the same for today's primary. The Dane County clerk is expecting turnout to be about 20%. And if Dane County is voting in 20%, and they usually have some of the highest voter turnout in the state, then Milwaukee, I think, is going to be even lower than that. I probably should go into some deep analytical dive as to why voter turnout is going to be so incredibly low when it comes to a primary that has really raised the temperature on our internal community debate. And I like when we raise the temperature on our internal community debate, because from these debates, hopefully, a little more understanding comes about. People are dug in. They have their specific reasons for supporting a candidate. I know that I've taken a lot of heat for the candidate that I have interviewed on this program a couple of times, and that's fine, but I have real concrete reasons for that. I have an issues position that everybody doesn't agree with. Every now and again that happens. Now, you know my analogy. If I see a crowd of African Americans running in one direction, and I'm standing there minding my business, I look to my left and I see this ever-growing crowd of black people running toward me at full speed, I'm not even going to question why my people are running. I'm just going to run with them, and then while I'm running with them in that crowd, I will then ask somebody, hey, what are we running for? But I'm still going to keep running, because if the majority of my people are moving in that direction, so am I. But every now and again, and it may not be often, when our people are running together, they're running in the wrong direction. Now, we're running together. That's the thing. But what they may not know is that they are running toward a cliff. I know that there's a cliff there because I've been down the road before. A lot of them are running and running in unison, which typically is a great thing when people are together and they're unified. They're all doing the same thing, like a tightly balled up fist. But they're running toward a cliff. And in those rare occasions in which they're running toward a cliff, I'm not going to run with them. I'm going to eventually wait for the people in the back of that big crowd to realize, like, wait a minute, what happened to everyone that was running in front of us? And then the people in the back are going to realize, oh, the people in the front ran off of a cliff. And then that is who I have left to work with. I know the deep, incredibly, viscerally, offensively racist history of education in this country, in the state of Wisconsin, and also in the city of Milwaukee. It is deeply, deeply ingrained in me. It has been ingrained in me by some of the greatest leaders this city has ever had, including Dr. Fuller, Annette Polly Williams, may she rest in peace, and also Mr. Michael Holt, the longtime associate editor and publisher of the Milwaukee Community Journal. What I have learned from them has opened my eyes. Let me put it this way. I'm woke in that regard, and a lot of folks they have no idea that the last bastion of real serious racism in Milwaukee is how you control the education of black children. And that is where they can impact us in ways that we don't even see. And I think some of you see it right now. Imagine if virtual schooling doesn't work. It doesn't work for our community. It doesn't work for our culture. It doesn't work for how our children learn. And then imagine a teachers union knowing that. They know that it doesn't work. They know that the children are going to perform poorly. They know that the children are going to start unhealthy habits once they get out of the routine of actually going into a school building every single day. What if they know that and they still continue this thing that does not work, and they don't care that it does not work for our children because it works for them? They don't care if it doesn't work for our community. Imagine that. Imagine they are fueled by this deep-seated sense of protecting their own children from the intellectual abilities of black children, because we know how smart black kids are. If you think about this being Black History Month, which I know I haven't really mentioned a whole hell of a lot about, because Black History Month is it's a cliche for me. But if you look at all the things that we did, and I used to, back in the day, I'd take a day and be like, oh, look at all the things that black people invented. You got to know that we invented the this and that. We invented everything. We invented the doorknob. Did you know that? People couldn't even get in their houses if it wasn't for us. I think we even invented like the hairbrush. We invented everything. Air conditioning. Look at what George Washington Carver did with a damn peanut. You know what I do with a peanut? Eat it. That's it. He made explosives. He made a fuel out of it. He might have actually made the first version of the internet out of peanuts. I don't know what he did. I wasn't around. But here's the point of the point of all that is two things. African Americans invented, created, designed, curated, and engineered all that stuff before the schools were integrated. All right? I'm going to let you guys do your own research because you always do anyway. And if you look at some of the most significant things, we invented the gas mask. If it wasn't for us, people would die more in war when they use the poisonous gases that make your chest explode. There's a lot of gases that are very bad for you. One of them is called sarin gas. It's very bad. It'll make your chest hurt, then you're dead. We invented the gas mask. I think we did. I hope I'm right on that. But if you look at the most significant things that we did, it's science, it's technology, it's engineering and math. If the most significant contributions that we gave to America and gave to the world before the schools were integrated, now this is black people teaching other black people stuff, it was scientific, it was technological, it was a lot of engineering, and it was a lot of mathematics. What was the first thing they took out of our schools? STEM. Now they're putting it back. You know, for a while, STEM was gone because you can't have something in the schools. The African-American children have a history and a culture of being incredible at. You ever think about that for a second? Why would you take that out? If you look at the things that we created and we invented, and go get the list. There's a whole bunch of black websites that tell you all the stuff that we invented. It's scientific, it's technological, it involves a lot of engineering, and involves a lot of math. Yet they remove that from our schools. Why do you think that is? Because it would hamper our future success. But now they're bringing it back because they realize that America can't be competitive unless we have a STEM, and now they added an A, I think, for art, a STEAM curriculum. Have you noticed that? They took what we were good at before the schools were integrated the schools, and then we were relegated to certain programs that limited our success. And because I am informed by that, I don't just look at what appears to be partisanship when it comes to a DPI race. And yes, the Republicans are involved. Yes, the Democrats are involved, but I'm not blinded by that. I know what the actual issues are, and I know that black parents need to have more choices than a school system that is designed to not just fail your child, but to lock them up in prison, because that's a lot of times where black people are better off. As far as the broader society goes, we have not yet been fully appreciated in this society. We haven't. We have not been. And if you're not fully appreciated in our society, then you're an enemy of it. And what do we do with our enemies? Well, we kill them. We kill them or lock them up or try to commodify them. We turn them into cheap labor in prison. You know, the only form of slavery that is legal, legitimate, constitutional, and accepted in the United States is when somebody's in prison. It's in the Constitution. Slavery shall be illegal, something, 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 unless upon the commission of a crime, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's legal. So lock up as many black people as you possibly can, because there was never a real desire to have us be free. Take a break, come back. Suppose I'll read some text messages, which I haven't done in a while. 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. Ladies and gentlemen, today is primary election day. Please go and vote, because it's so embarrassing when we as a community have so much at stake. And don't forget, Trump is in the White House. Trump is doing so much stuff. I lost count. I don't even know where to go with what Trump is doing. So let's look at what we have going on here locally. That's where we really need to focus and double down. And it pains me the voter turnout is going to be so low, and there's not even a plethora of candidates to choose from in these school board elections. So where we should be the most focused and where our voter turnout should be highest, our participation should be maximized, it actually is the opposite of that, and it's terribly, terribly disappointing. That just means that those of us who are fortunate enough to have such platforms where we can share information with large swaths of people. It just means that we have our work cut out for us. And I am up for the challenge. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com. Truth Nation, get ready to celebrate excellence, passion, and the power of community as we host our first annual Truth Community Awards on Friday, February 28th at Potawatomi Casino and Hotel. This will be a Truth family party where we will celebrate the unsung heroes of our community and we roll out the red carpet for those making a positive impact every day. Tickets are selling fast, so go to 1017thetruth.com today to make sure you do not miss out on the biggest celebration in Milwaukee. Tickets are only $25 and includes free food, free drinks, and free Truth giveaways. Don't miss an evening filled with entertainment, heartfelt stories, and celebrating our city with the 1017 The Truth team. Visit 1017thetruth.com right now to buy your tickets to our Truth Community Awards. That is 1017thetruth.com to secure your spot for a night of celebrating the excellence of our community. The Truth Community Awards is presented by Potawatomi Casino and Hotel and brought to you by the award-winning 1017 The Truth. It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Dr. Ken Harris with his truth.
You know, in life, our journey is not meant to be walked alone. As much as self-reliance and independence are celebrated, we need an inner circle, a group of trusted friends who uplift, challenge, and remind us of our purpose. Your inner circle is more than just companionship. It's your compass. These are the people who see your potential when self-doubt clouds your vision, who tell you the truth even when it's uncomfortable, and who stand beside you when the weight of the world feels unbearable. You know, the value of an inner circle is not just in the emotional support, but in accountability. They hold us to our highest standards, ensuring we don't settle for mediocrity. It's through this circle that we refine our thoughts, grow in character and courage to face life's battles. Today is no exception. Choose wisely. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, energize you, and believe in your dreams as much as you do. They will then shape your growth, strengthen your resilience, and celebrate your victories. You know, James Baldwin once said, "The place in which I will fit will not exist until I make it." Your inner circle is part of that place, a foundation for your growth, your success, and most importantly, belonging.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 10. Listen to The Truth in the 17thetruth.com.
Our text number that also makes the phone ring, same phone number, two functions, is 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. Interesting text message here from Bradford says, "Good morning to everyone at The Truth. Just went to vote. They tried to delay me from voting. My state ID has a maple leaf symbol on it, but I am a registered voter." Hold up. Wait a minute. Does a Wisconsin state ID have a maple leaf on it? Bradford, you sure you ain't from Canada? They tried to find a reason to deny me from doing my civic duty. Please speak on this, sir. I showed up to represent. Thank you, Professor Hughes. So, Bradford, I hope you're still listening. Well, he just sent this message 5 minutes ago, and that's surprisingly short amount of time from when somebody sends a message to me actually reading it. It's usually an hour. But okay. So, did you vote? And so I don't have a state ID. Let me look at my damn driver's license and make sure I ain't got no damn hidden maple leaf on my junk. Let me see. No. It's got it's like a background not a holograph, like a watermark of the Wisconsin State Capitol, a watermark of the flag, and then it's got this transparent thing with a negative image of my face. That's actually kind of neat how they do that. I'd imagine they probably do that. So, hey, don't look on YouTube and look at my driver's license number and my barcode, you bunch of cheaters. But now it's got a star in the top right corner. I don't see no maple leaf on this. Only thing that looks inconsistent on here is my weight. So I'm curious, does anybody else out there have a state ID that has a maple leaf on it? That wouldn't be a Wisconsin ID. So hang on a second now. Can you be an American citizen? No. You can't have. Bradford says you're a vet. You're a veteran. Thank you for your service. You know I love the vets now. But Bradford, why does your ID have a maple leaf on it? What kind of ID is that? Because I think you need a Wisconsin identification. Now, you can be a citizen. No. Somebody help me. Y'all better help clear this up before Trump start deporting people that got maple leaves on their state ID. Benjamin, what do you have? You got a driver's? Benjamin is producing today.
I'm finna take a look, Sherwin, because this actually piqued my curiosity. I never looked that deep into my driver's license to see if I ever had a maple leaf.
I have my driver's license number memorized, and I suggest all of you do that too. Here's what I would say to you. To be on the safe side now, memorize two things. You got to know your Social Security number, because that's very important. You got to know that. Know your driver's license number, and also have at least one credit card number memorized. And I know that that's a heavy lift, but I assure you, if you are ever lost or stranded, or if you get on one of these damn crashing airplanes, we gonna talk about it today. Y'all hear about this? Another damn airplane just crashed yesterday, left from Minneapolis, Minnesota to Toronto, Canada, in a crash, and it landed upside down. Did y'all hear this? You got to be a whole fool to think that all of these aviation incidents that have been taking place over the last just 4 weeks is all coincidence. It is not. It is not. Now, I'm not ready to make some grand prediction, and I'm not going to engage you nor indulge any of you in conspiracy theories, because you guys do that well enough on your own. But you got to be a whole fool to think that all of these incidents that have taken place, the midair collisions, the plane full of Mexican nationals that crashed into a Pittsburgh, a Philadelphia mall, rather, another plane, a private jet crashed into another plane in Arizona a couple of days ago. There was an engine fire in a plane that left Dallas. Just found out that a plane in Chicago hit a tug that caused a bunch of damages. This ain't random. And I'm not ready to indulge in the conspiracy theories, because I know how y'all go wild with those. But something's is going on now, and Sherwin don't like it. Let's talk to Alan. You're on 101.7 The Truth. How are you?
Hey, Sean, I just got done voting a little bit ago. Guess what number I was up here?
Less than 10.
It's going to be depressing. Oh, way less than 10. I was number 2. Oh. And the first one, the lady who was number 1 was a poll worker.
Oh.
And I was at about 8:20, I guess I got over there. And there's nobody there. So when my wife goes to work later, they're like, "Where's your wife?" I said, she goes, "We hope she's not number 3." But there's no turnout whatsoever, and it's extremely depressing, man. I'm still riding a high from your show yesterday. It was fantastic. Today I'm not agreeing with you, but that's how life is. You know, if I agreed with you, I wouldn't listen to you.
What's not to agree with today, Alan? I'm just as factual today as I was yesterday. There ain't no difference.
Yeah, there is. There's always a little bit of a difference. Just sometimes the cant, that's a good word too. The cant of your show is not always tailored to me. And I accept that, you know, but that's why I listen, because I'm not going to get what I get from you. I'm not going to get anywhere else on the air. And that is why when I compare, oh, come on, oh my God.
Don't cuss.
They ran a red light.
Oh.
No, I caught myself because I'm with you. I wasn't going to pop. But second one today, ran a red light. I got to get home. It's dangerous driving up here, my friend. So hopefully this, I know what I wanted to say. You want to try to blame. No, he's been president what's happening here, if it is not fake, it's just a fallout from all that nonsense that Biden had, all the inept people he had in there. And that's that, you know. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you.
Okay.
But anyway, have yourself a great day. You're awesome. You really are. I tried to get my wife to re-listen last night. I said, Ty, you got to listen to this because this guy was sounding like me. If you watch tapes of me at city meetings, I get kind of Patrick Henry on these people. Oh, by the way, I got an appointment to go down and talk to a district attorney about that fraud I've been talking about here, about them developers and our ex-aldermen. I got a feeling we might get some traction pretty soon. I also wrote to Doug. Is that how you say it? Elon's people looking for fraud. I asked him, look into these developers, man.
Well, good
there
luck.
There you go. We'll see what happens. God bless you, man.
Thank you for your call. All right, then. Now, be careful.
You're awesome, dude.
All right, then. All right, Alan. So there is a maple leaf on certain IDs. Apparently, it has something to do with being an organ donor.
Oh hell no. No, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that, Sherwin.
Yeah.
Because you asked me, and I actually got 6 maple leaves on mine. I counted them all up.
6 maple leaves?
Bro, I have 6 maple leaves.
Benjamin, you know what that means? They're going to take your heart, your lungs, your livers, both eyes, and probably one of your nuts. 6 maple leaves?
Bro, and one of them, well, yeah, I got 6 maple leaves, and then I got some wheatgrass on here, too.
Are you an organ donor?
No.
You are now.
I detest that. I don't got the donor sticker.
You don't have to. You got 6 maple leaves. You know what they say. If you get into like an accident, they'll check your ID to see who you are, try and identify you. And then if they see that you are an organ donor, this is what I heard. I heard that they harvest you right there at the scene because some organs need to be removed immediately and get like in ice so they can give them to recipients. This is what I heard. But here's the thing about what I don't like about that. I might get into an accident and I might just be out cold. Oh, yeah, he's dead. Yep, get that liver. Yeah, get the penis, too. We could use that. Get it. Yeah. I'm like, I wake up. I'm like, hey, what are you guys doing? Like, uh-oh, smother him. Kill him. Hey, we thought he was dead. Wink, wink, wink. We got to get these organs. Hi, please come back with my penis. And I'm in my weakened state because I just got into an accident. I don't want them to mispronounce me dead. And then they start harvesting. I know y'all are going to chew me up for saying that, but I'm afraid. I want to be buried. And plus, my organs are 50 years old. And I've consumed a fair amount of substances. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that I have anything that anybody would want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think anything. A lot of my organs got Tito's vodka in them. You know what I'm saying?
Melanin's worth more than gold.
People, I've heard that before, but what do they do with melanin? Like, are they just going to give it to a white person, like the movie Get Out, and make them black? Like, I don't understand what
They'll boil you down into oil like they did Nat Turner.
Well, that's not a pleasant thought.
At all.
Okay. Well, guess what, Benjamin? They taking all your melanin, which is 6 maple leaves. They're going to get heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, your eyes, a nut, maybe, and then maybe like an ear. Or
they definitely taking my eyes. They want my hazel eyes. They're going to get them.
Yeah. Sorry, Benjamin. That is crazy. And somebody just sent me a picture of their driver's license. I don't want to say their name. And they got a maple leaf on it. Wow. That is just... Okay, I got to take a break, come back. We're going to talk to Sam and Gene. Gene is going to yell at me. I already know it. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on a primary election day here in the great state of Wisconsin. Take your maple leaf driver's licenses and state IDs, and they should be able to let you vote. You know what? Who was we talking to? Was that Bradford? Yeah. No. Bradford. Yes. I'm curious about who that poll worker is because that poll worker might be turning people away to have the maple leafs on their license. I've never seen a maple leaf on a state ID or a Wisconsin driver's license. Hell, I thought she was a damn Canadian. He's not a Canadian. Bradford is not. He's a veteran. We thank him very much for his service, you see. But if we got poll workers that don't know what a damn ID looks like and they're turning people away, should I get the mayor on the phone? I'll call the mayor. Say I won't. I swear to God, I'll call Chevy on the cell phone. He'll answer, too. Hello? Hey, Sherwin Hughes, Mayor Cavalier Johnson here. You know he sounds like Obama. All right, I got to take a break. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
On Friday night, the Milwaukee Panthers look to make it 3 wins in a row as they travel to Ohio to take on conference foe, the Youngstown State Penguins.
Abbott back in for J. Mike, bouncing inside for Franklin, and Aaron Franklin gives the Panthers the lead, 67-66.
Scott Warris has the coverage Friday starting at 7:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield.
A theft, and KP will rise. He throws it down.
Tip-off happens at 8 p.m. All your favorite interviews and best moments live in one place.
You know, I'm working in the morning, and I was listening back on the Truth app.
Download the new 1017 The Truth app now. Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 The Truth.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we count on the support of community partners. One of those local partners is Associated Bank. Together, we are committed to uplifting local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee home and promise to be a positive reflection on the community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank, member FDIC.
Whether you're an artist playing accountant, a barista trying to be a bean counter, or a student just looking to get started, the UW Credit Union app lets you be free to be you. With free credit scores, free online bill pay, and the ability to send money to friends. Because with fewer fees, you can do more of what you love. UW Credit Union, here for every you. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Bringing all the smoke to you.
I love what you're doing, and this radio station is just like what it's called. It's the truth.
Download the new 1017 The Truth app now. Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 The Truth.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Eight 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. Let's talk to a patiently waiting Jean. Jean, you're on 1017 The Truth. How are you?
Good morning, Sherwin. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing okay. What's on your mind?
So I'm going to yell at you about your comments about organ donation, per usual.
I figured.
My daughter is an almost 10-year organ donation recipient, and what you said is absolutely not even close to being true. The only people that take organs out like that are weird-ass serial killers and stuff. But, yeah, it's not. Organ donation is a wonderful thing. It saves so many lives.
And I know that they do. The organ donation is a wonderful program. I want to encourage everybody to donate the organs. But in certain situations, organs, they have a very limited amount of time in which they...
After they're removed. They have a very limited time after they're removed, but they're not removed for... Let's use my daughter's situation. Her donor passed away on November 21st.
Okay.
She received her transplant on November 24th.
3 days.
So
That's when she got the transplant.
Well, she was... Hold on. She was he was declared legally dead on the 21st, and then they harvested the liver and gave it to her. And there's a certain time limit after it's harvested, but they don't, they can be without brain activity for quite a while and harvest the organs, and they're still very viable.
So when he was pronounced legally dead, that is when they harvested the organs, probably. No.
It was days later.
Days, okay. Fair enough.
Days later.
I will retract most of what I said.
Weirdo.
Thank you, Gene. Thanks for calling. She called me a weirdo. Something didn't add up, though. Okay. If an organ... Why are we talking about organ donation? Y'all need to be voting. See, this is what happens. I get distracted and y'all don't go vote. Okay. Legally dead ain't always real dead. Legally dead can be like, oh, he'll never play softball again. Let's pull the plug. Right? Legal definition of dead, you still can have a heartbeat and brain activity. And they'll be like, yeah, he's just gonna sit here for a long time. Let's pull the plug and get that sweet liver he has, that Sherwin liver, that talk radio liver. Let's get them lungs. Them lungs have been smoke free for depends on how you count it. And I'm not discouraging anybody from organ donation, because the organ donation saved the lives. I might need an organ one day, and I hope one of you is a match. I just didn't. Somebody has cleared this up though in the text line, which is Daniel says, my commercial learner's permit has a maple leaf on it, but not my driver's license. And then, Bradford, you tried to send a picture. I don't know what it is about our texting app. Ben, do you and Carrie ever notice this, that when people try to send us pictures, sometimes we get a broken link? Some pictures do come through, some pictures do not.
That's what happened with my foot pic. When I try to send in my foot,
okay.
For whatever reason, we get a broken foot pic.
That's actually a good thing that your foot pic came through as a broken link. Jean tried to send a picture of her license. It came through as a broken link. Thomasina says the new Wisconsin ID/driver's license has a maple leaf on it. I just got a new one, so that makes sense. Daphne says I have a maple leaf with my orange donor sticker in the middle. It's real ID for travel. So the maple leaf is the real ID for travel. Is that what I'm hearing? Gene said legally dead is brain dead, period. No brain activity. Well, I know some people that are walking around that are legally brain dead. Go get their organs. Some of them is walking around here at the 3rd Street Market Hall. Some of them is going to go vote today, legally brain dead people. Go get their kidneys. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be back for hour 2.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, Truth fam, this is your girl, Melanie Ricks, and I want to remind you to tune into Nothing But the Truth digital show with me, Melanie Ricks, presented by Visit Milwaukee. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m., a new episode drops on the 1017 The Truth YouTube page. And since it is on YouTube, I hold nothing back. I give you all my hot takes on celebrity gossip and give you the tea on relationships that you don't want to miss. Subscribe to 1017 The Truth on YouTube so you never miss Nothing But the Truth digital show, dropping every Wednesday at 6 p.m., presented by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Truth Nation, let us talk our ish for a moment. There is no other station in the country where you get a front row seat to hear from some of the biggest names in politics, pop culture, and sports. People like Grammy Award winner John Legend.
Knowing that fight isn't over, knowing that we've got to stay motivated and stay inspired. Glory was the song that myself and Common wrote. Two brothers from the Midwest, from Chicago and from Springfield, Ohio.
Oscar Award winning actor Don Cheadle.
I know that we're the bright, shiny thing that sometimes gets the attention, but I would say don't listen to celebrities. You don't have to listen to us. Listen to yourself.
And President Donald Trump's son, Don Jr.
When did we have a strong economy? And I don't think anyone with a straight face can say right now. And the reality, when you look at it, it's not even voting for my father. Look at the team that's now surrounding him.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But, try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Truth Nation, stand up and tap in. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 2 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Today is primary election day for all of you that do not know, and a bunch of you probably don't know because voter turnout is expected to be somewhere around 20%. And I get it. Some of the contests that are on your ballot are ones that you may not follow because they are all nonpartisan. But I need you to know, ladies and gentlemen, in these days of extreme hyper-partisanship, it is the nonpartisan races that I would say are the most important, because they oftentimes can have the most local impact. And I think that's why they're nonpartisan. Because when it comes to local issues, when it comes to things like education delivery, how education is funded, what the pedagogy is going to be, and also what do we look like without a U.S. Department of Education? Now, I know this is very contentious, but I had to do a whole bunch of reading on this subject matter now. Now, I'm going to say something, and it's going to be controversial. And you take what I say with a grain of salt if you so choose. A non-existent or defunded U.S. Department of Education, let me be more specific, a U.S. Department of Education with Linda McMahon as the secretary is worse than if you got rid of it altogether and returned the money to the states. Stop. Hold on. I'm not done talking yet. Now, you're going to lose the U.S. Department of Education. You're going to lose it. It's going to be defunct. It's going to be defunded. They're going to fire all the employees. It is not going to exist. It's going to be a shell of its former self. Does the Trump administration have the power and the ability to completely get rid of it? No, that would be an act of Congress. But this Congress is acting like a sycophant for Trump. So they could potentially get rid of it. But this would be somewhere near year 2 or year 3. Depends on how the Republicans do in the midterm elections. But a U.S. Department of Education under the tutelage of Linda McMahon is just as bad as if it does not exist. But here's what I would rather have. I would rather have a defunct U.S. Department of Education under Trump and have the money returned to the states if we have a Democratic majority in the state assembly, the state senate, and a Democratic governor. Listen now. Education dollars that Wisconsin would get for a variety of offerings, programs, special needs students, minority scholarship programs, etc. I would rather all of that money be returned to Wisconsin with a Democratic state assembly, a Democratic state senate, and a Democratic governor that is a former educator. We can potentially, in the next 2 years, get a Democratic majority in the state house here. And then if our education dollars return to Wisconsin, I trust the Democrats in the state of Wisconsin to deliver education resources we would have gotten from the federal government more directly and more efficiently than if we have a U.S. Department of Education under Trump with Linda McMahon. Linda McMahon is the lady from the WWF, WWE. You know, the sporting event with all the gay men dressed in drag that oil their shaved bodies. You know, that sport. I don't want somebody affiliated with that sport being the Secretary of Department of Education. That in and of itself is a disaster. So that being said, the U.S. Department of Education is already defunct. And yes, I did say the WWF, WWE wrestlers are a bunch of men with shaved bodies that oil up their bodies that wear panties and boots. They land on each other and they're very slippery. They're slick because they have no hair on their bodies. It stops all the friction. They're very oily. Do you see the oil? They have very long hair and they wear makeup. They're very glamorous looking men. They wear boots with tassels and fringes on them. They're drag queens. No, they're not. Okay. Unbelievable, you people. Here's someone. Oh, I'm glad I have this person on the line. So on line one, I have someone who used to be, in my opinion, the top professional wrestler of his time. He wrestled with Jimmy the Superfly Snuka. He wrestled with Leapin' Lanny Poffo. He even wrestled with the Iron Sheik. And he is known as the Black Dog. Hello, Bob. How are you?
Sherwin, I don't get a break, do it. Boy, you starting off messing with me. You know, you switch subjects. You switch subjects so quick.
It's a new hour, Bob. You know? I have to switch subjects. I don't talk about the same thing for all 3 hours. That would get boring.
Yeah, okay. Well, then I will say this, and then I'll say something on the subject a little bit. You know, a race mimicking a white racist. You're not like me. You're not like me. You don't get organs. You're not like me. You're not like me. You don't get no organs. Huh? That's what I think a racist white man would say. And my last point.
No, thank you for making that first point, because that one made a lot of sense.
My last point is, and this is strange.
It will be.
Benjamin is your producer. He actually deals with Carrie and handles Carrie a little bit better than you.
Carrie is not to be handled. Ben surrenders. Carrie can't be handled. And she wouldn't appreciate you saying that. And Ben is just producing today. Ricky is taking care of other business. He's on assignment today.
I mean, he sounds like he deals with Carrie better than you. He really does. I got to give him credit.
But they're co-hosts. They're hosts and co-hosts. Carrie was my producer, so the interaction was totally different. Carrie was not my co-host. Carrie is Ben's co-host. They occupy a different professional sphere than Carrie and I did. Carrie produced my show. Carrie and Ben are co-hosts. Does that make sense?
Whether you produce it, whether you produce it or whether you are co-host, you interact on the radio, and I must say, Benjamin deals with Carrie a little bit better than you.
All right.
And I'll talk to you later, sir.
No, you won't. Because this is how I'm going to deal with you. This is how I'm going to deal with you. Bob was a former professional wrestler, and he got a little bit of the CTE. The CTE is when your brain gets rattled and juices in your head. So your brain is in your skull. Your skull is like a bone helmet, but then there's juices. Your brain is kind of like floating in juices. And so what happens is when you get hit in the head and when you get like knocked out, your brain shifts in the juices. Your brain shifts, and if you do that too many times, then your brain gets all messed up. So Bob his brand is messed up because he got hit in the head as a wrestler. And so when Bob was a professional wrestler, it's very funny, very interesting. He doesn't like to talk about this because he's a little bit embarrassed. He was the only African-American wrestler that would wrestle in a thong. He would wear a thong and some hip boots. You know, those boots that go all the way up to your hip. I think they call them waders. So he'd wear this sequenced pink thong and then these camouflage wader boots. Like right when he was done wrestling, he would go to a marsh and go fishing. That's a new one. Who comes up with these? Here's the hotkey that you should play more often. The me saying dum dum. That should be used.
Dum dum.
There, that's so good.
Dum dum.
There you go.
Dum dum.
Okay.
Al, you're on 101.7 The Truth. How are you?
I'm doing good, and I'm going to try to go kind of fast. Number one, Republicans is always making comments about chicks with big old sticks. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't somebody in WWE husband was watching female wrestlers get raped by BBC? Also, Elon Daddy should not be making no comments about Obama's sexuality. Tell your son make his kids American way. Because real men ain't afraid of no cat. They don't make them in the tube, dude. Moving forward, white Republicans, stop being dumber than a bag of bricks because your kin folks tell you to. You're too old for that. And then the other thing I want to say, RFK, skin like chitlin, hold a spoon over a fire to get high, just run outside butt naked like a junkie do, but gonna tell you how to be healthy. I think not. But my question to you, Mr. Hughes.
Oh, you got a question? Okay.
I've been hearing lately, some black Republicans say, we got to stop bringing up black history. We got to move forward. And this is where it gets rich. Black people have always played the bigger person, turn the other cheek. They follow their religion. They did everything. But you don't never hear these black Republicans. You don't ever hear them tell white people stop bringing up their Nazism and their Hitler. They tiptoe when it come around the Jews, who had one of the largest slave trading companies, like it was a Fortune 500 company in Virginia. And some of them was known for 80% of the ships coming all through the United States like a 95 Fleetwood Cadillac with a high-rise grill rag top with Edelmarks and gold D's and Vogue tires. What's up with that? Why do you think black Republicans don't tell these racist white men stop bringing up Hitler and their Nazism? And Hitler didn't even like women. How about that? Why they don't tell the Jews stop bringing up their Holocaust? Why they so quick to tell black people what they need to do, but they don't tell it to the whites? And even some of these black Republicans took up coonery, and they still can't go through a sundown town with the high beams on because it's always a big tree to hold up that big old gorilla neck. Could you help me understand that, please? What's up with that?
Al, I don't know why the black Republicans don't say the things they should say. Maybe they're afraid. That's why they're scared.
Well, maybe some of the white Republicans can call in. Do you ever hear any of these black Republicans tell you stop talking about your Nazism and your Hitler? Because, he didn't believe in touching women. And y'all need to stop bringing up chicks with sticks. Because to me, I think y'all want to turn a couple of tricks. Why do y'all tiptoe around the Jews with penny loafers and quarters in them? And y'all limit what y'all got to say when it come to them, but when it come to black people, you got to shut the hell up and stand in your place and bow down with grace. Can anybody help me understand that this morning, please?
Can the church say amen? Al, maybe somebody will call in and answer your question. Maybe a white Republican will call in. Maybe a black Republican will call in.
All right, well, I want to say thank you because I got to go. But if anybody with their skin like chitlins tell you about your health and they got that spoon over that fire while their eyes get big and their teeth rip together like the movie Circuit, and they get high and run naked, butt naked outside like a junkie do, because they done ran that coke, that dope, and that heroin. They ain't fit to be in a position to tell you about your damn health. Have a great day, and I'm going to hang up and listen, because I know this is going to be rich. Just like lasagna that was took too quick. Have a great day. Gotta go.
He had to go. He's in a hurry. He's got to go. I can't begin to unravel that. Maybe some of you will unravel that. Do I even attempt? Maybe African American Republicans don't denounce some of the more egregious things that they hear, especially when it comes to the proposed elimination of diverse holidays and Black History Month, because they don't want to speak against the party in which they have pledged their loyalty. I guess I can play a devil's advocate. There are things that the Democrats promote and promoted that some of us don't necessarily support, and we stayed silent on it. I believe that the Democrats lost the last election narrowly because of the issue of transgenderism, and the Democrats did not have a clear set of points on transgenderism and, transgender boys and girls sports. They weren't clear. They were just like, hey, everybody can do whatever the hell they want and whatever. And I think that culturally that struck at some Americans to where they didn't want in America there was that kind of a free-for-all. But again, I didn't say anything. And there's probably other things that the Democrats do and support that I don't agree with. And there's things that I disagree with. Like, I'll disagree publicly with the Democrats. Like, I believe in school choice. And a lot of Democrats don't. They're still stuck in this old way of the only place for Black children to get educated is in public schools, even if those public schools are failing. And look at what we do. Look how many people we have to cycle in and cycle out, and we cycle them in and we cycle them out. Do you know how many superintendents we've had since I've been an adult? I can't even name them all. You had that lady. She was Darien Driver. You had Thornton. He died. May he rest in peace. I think he died. Did he die? He died. So you had Darien Driver. You had, what's his name? James Thornton. You had Bill Andrikopoulos. You had, who was the one they just had? The black fellow with the bad haircut and the glasses. Why can I not remember the last superintendent's name? Reginald, Johnny, tip of my tongue. Who was the last black superintendent? What the name was? Keith Bosley. There you go. You had, who else? Well, Dr. Howard Fuller was in the 90s. Bill Andrikopoulos was after him. There was somebody in between Dr. Fuller and Bill Andrikopoulos. I'm saying all that to say this. We've had so many different superintendents and so many different incarnations of the school board. It hasn't fixed anything. You want to know why it hasn't fixed anything, ladies and gentlemen? Because it's working exactly how it's supposed to. When the district was majority Caucasian, that's when it was designed and curated to educate the kids. As white families left the city and went out to the suburbs and went out to the exurbs, and more black students started coming to MPS, educating those children less is how the system works. Let me just make it plain for you. America works when there are disparities between white people and non-white people. Listen now, I'm trying to school you. That is America working. That's when America works. So we have to change how America works if we want it to benefit a multicultural democracy. But America works when there are disparities, when white people are in the lead, because then they get to write the history. And I can't even be mad at white people at this point. Why would you want to just forfeit benefits you were born with? People can feel guilty, but ain't nobody that guilty. Let's say I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, like Benjamin was. Let's say I was born wealthy. I was born into privilege. I was born already a millionaire. I didn't earn it. I didn't work for it. I didn't invest for it. I didn't do anything. I was just born with money. I know nothing about how I got it. My family had money, and all of a sudden I have money, you see. I would not say, oh my gosh, this is so unfair that I have all this money. Let me give it all away to someone else because I feel guilty that I have all this money. Race in this country, and that's why we fight so much over it. That's why we have so many arguments and debates about it. Race is currency. The lighter you are, the more currency you have. We even see that with colorism in the African-American, Black, Negro community. Race is currency. Why would you give away your money? Clearly, Zach has the most currency out of all of us.
Rich gang.
I have probably the lowest amount of currency because I'm so chocolatey. Am I the most chocolate person here? Yeah. Who's more chocolate? Glenn. Glenn is so chocolate. He sounds like he should talk like this. Hello, everyone. My name is Glenn. I have come. Oh, that's racist as hell. Oh, it's not racist because it's against black people. I am here to produce the morning show. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Can I get canceled for that? Oh, no. All right. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, it's Dr. Ken Harris, and I want to invite you to join us for our first annual Truth Community Awards on Friday, February 28th at the Potawatomi Casino and Hotel starting at 5:30 p.m. This will be a Truth family party where we will celebrate individuals making a difference in our community. Get your tickets now by going to 1017thetruth.com. Tickets are only $25 and include free food, drinks, and a night to remember. Visit 1017thetruth.com to buy your tickets to our first annual Truth Community Awards on Friday, February 28th.
If you've ever worried about your heart, if you've ever loved someone with heart disease, if you've ever wondered if you're the one at risk, let's remind ourselves that we are not powerless. Because at the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, we're pushing to outsmart heart and vascular disease by working with you personally to understand your history, assess your risks, and guide you to heart strength. By digging deep with tireless research and offering access to leading-edge clinical trials. And for the most serious conditions, including heart failure, heart valve disease, arrhythmias, and vascular diseases, we provide renowned expertise and the most advanced life-saving procedures you expect from academic medicine. So let's get out in front of heart disease. Let's outsmart it. Let's keep pushing so that every one of us can outrun it and embrace every beautiful day life in Wisconsin has to offer. To learn more about our nationally renowned heart and vascular care, visit froedtert.com/heart.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I walk on the shoulders of giants who have come before me.
I am ASAP and Maya Angelou.
I am Marva Collins and Frederick Douglass.
From A to Z, I celebrate, emulate, and commemorate their example.
This is part of the Declaration of Excellence Milwaukee College Prep Scholars recite, not just during Black History Month, but each and every morning, because our students don't just honor history, they're determined to shape it. Enroll your scholar at MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You don't know nothing about this. Don't not none of y'all know about this song here. This is the official theme song of this city.
See the moon moving along the sky. Yes, it's a car moving along the highway.
Al Jarreau.
Moving to California with me. I'm almost 2,000 miles from my home, sweet home. 2,000 miles from the arms that bore me. 2,000 miles from my sweet home, Milwaukee.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Al.
Down Milwaukee. Ooh, it's a train.
I assure you, Benjamin, there is no such song about Racine. Oh, don't even try to think there is not. If you didn't write it, Ben, there is not a song about Racine.
Facts, there are songs about Racine, Sherwin.
By accident. Help me get out. Help me get out. They took my spleen. I'm here stuck in Racine.
Miles from the arms that bore me. 2,000 miles from my sweet home, Milwaukee. Woo! But I keep singing, roll on.
There you go. Little Al Jarreau, Milwaukee. Download that to your playlist. Since I'm playing things, I want you guys to hear something. I want to play something for you that it may be offensive to some. Don't worry, there's no profanity in it. And it relates to culture as African Americans. Okay, so I do talk radio. Some days better than others. And it's always a tough decision on what I talk about. Now, if there's something directly in front of us, like a major threat or an election, right, I'll talk about that, and then I'll let the conversation kind of drift organically. And I love when you guys participate because you guys bring another dimension to the things that we talk about on this show and on other shows across the 1017 The Truth lineup. But it's always difficult to figure out where I'm going to dive in, right? So there's a couple of different ways that we can do this, and maybe this helps inform your listening experience when you listen to not just our shows, but we hope that you listen to other talk radio as well, and you do some comparison and some contrast, but also get different perspectives. And then somewhere in between the perspectives of the host that you listen to, I hope is the truth. So I liken this to if I owned a restaurant. If I owned a restaurant, do I just want to make, serve, and sell food that I like? Only the foods that I like, only the foods that I eat. And I could very well have a specialized diet. So here's the menu of my restaurant. It's only the foods that I like, that I eat, that I consume. These are the only foods that I would purchase if I went to a restaurant myself. And I own a restaurant that only serves the food that I like. Now, I'm going to get some customers, but I very well could be alienating 80, 82, 85, 87% of the market because I'm only serving food that I like. Now, I'm going to get customers, but I'm missing a bunch of customers because not everybody eats and will purchase the food that I like. Do I just talk about the topics on talk radio that I like, my interests, my hobbies? If I do, I may miss 80, 82, 83, 87% of the talk radio listeners because they may listen to some of the things that I like, but the vast majority of people probably have different interests altogether. Or, just like in a restaurant, do I sell food that people actually want to buy, even if it's food that I don't necessarily like or agree with? So I can have a very limited perspective and just talking about the things that are interesting to me, the things that I like, and get a small sliver of the listenership. Or do I talk about a whole bunch of things, including topics that I don't really care about all that much, in hopes that I can appeal to a wider market? Just like a restaurant, do you only serve the food that the owner likes, or do you serve a wide variety of dishes, including some dishes that the owner may not like at all, but if there is a market for it, if people want to buy it, by all means? I wouldn't serve sweets at a restaurant. I rarely eat them. And when I say rarely, I'm limited to a couple of times a year where I actually want something sweet. It's very rare for me. Now, around the holidays, your boy might get him a little slice of cake, might get a slice of pie. But I'm not one of those people that, I got to go and get a dessert. I heard y'all talking about, you was talking to somebody this morning, Benjamin. Y'all had a great call with that lady who said she wants to be a health wellness something.
It was like a wellness coach.
Yeah, and you guys were talking about the food stamps, and it was interesting because she wants to be a wellness coach, but also she's on the stamps. But no, it's fine. I'm not judging the lady for being on the stamps.
In defense of my callers on my show, Sherwin, you know, she once definitely did accept food stamps, and she had them. But ultimately, she understood the downside of having food stamps. Having that some kind of surplus amount of money is just like, you just throw it away on garbage, just because you got extra stuff to do with it.
And you mentioned, you don't want a honey bun, you don't want a zebra cake, you don't want a soda. And she actually said, no, I don't eat those things. Yep. And I related to that caller in those regards. If I'm going to eat a dessert, it has to be like a delicacy. It's got to be so high quality. Like I can't do, because when you taste, and also, so I'm older than damn near everybody here. I remember when you bought confections, when you bought a honey bun and it was made with real sugar. They didn't put high fructose corn syrup in our desserts until probably sometime in the 80s.
For real?
When they started, because now they subsidize corn. So, farmers are majority white in this country.
Right.
And they produce so much corn that the market can't bear it. Because think about how much corn do you actually eat. You might eat some corn at the fair. You might have some corn every so often. So the government, to keep farmers afloat, we give them huge subsidies. Like we pay them to grow corn even though there is no market for corn. And so what do? Go to the gas pump and see there's 10% ethanol in your fuel. And it actually hurts your cars. That's made out of corn. And so instead of using sugar, which is natural, high fructose corn syrup is produced from all of the surplus corn, and that is why we have a damn obesity epidemic. And so if there's any way that I relate to Robert Kennedy Jr., he sees that and he wants the high fructose corn syrup to not be used in our food, because it is a corn subsidy, because we're paying these farmers to continue to produce corn. So we got to find sometimes unhealthy and dangerous uses for the corn that is being overproduced.
That's right, Sherwin. That's what RFK wants to do.
That's exactly how it sounds too, Benjamin. But the desserts, they taste different. That's why, like a homemade dessert, okay, is going to taste different, because when our parents and our grandparents and our aunties and whoever makes the food in our families for holiday gatherings, why it tastes so much better, because they're using actual sugar compared to high fructose corn syrup, which is a part of why people are getting type 2 diabetes. It can lead to high blood pressure, et cetera, et cetera. So with me, I just I can't eat certain kinds of desserts unless they are made by hand with real sugar and more natural sweeteners. I said all that to say I was going to play you a clip, but now I can't because I got to take a break. But I'll play the clip on the other side, and it relates to African American behavior and culture. And it also somewhat relates to when people do talk radio, do they discuss things that are of interest to them that may alienate a larger audience, or do they talk about a wide variety of things that may appeal to a larger swath of people? There are days in which I probably do both. If you have a restaurant that only serves food that the owner likes, you're very narrow in your scope, just like talk radio that only discusses topics that that particular host is into. Whereas you may be a restaurant owner and you want a wide menu, including things that you as a restaurant owner may never eat. Now, you still have to test the quality of all of the foods that you're producing and selling, but that will get you a much larger customer base, right? Like if McDonald's only served the food that the CEO likes, and I don't know what the McDonald's CEO likes, but they know better than that. You've got to serve a wide variety, just like here at 101.7 The Truth. We need to talk about a wide variety of things, even things that us hosts may not find interesting or exciting or favorable. All right, that being said, I'm going to take a break, come back. I'm going to play you something that it's a bit outside of my purview, but I think may relate to the larger listening audience when it comes to African American culture. So you want to make sure you stay tuned to hear this little clip I'm going to play on the other side. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. This program airs Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 12 noon Central Standard Time. You can find us on 1017thetruth.com. You can download the free 1017 The Truth app from whatever you iPhone people do. And then the normal people like Android, we go to the Android store. You also can join us on YouTube by going to youtube.com or opening up your YouTube app from your smartphone or other mobile device. Get it out, Sherwin. Woo! Search 1017 The Truth, hit subscribe, and you will be anointed with nothing but good sex and good luck once you subscribe to our channel on YouTube. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, get ready to celebrate excellence, passion, and the power of community as we host our first annual Truth Community Awards on Friday, February 28th at Potawatomi Casino and Hotel. We will celebrate 10 unsung heroes of our community and roll out the red carpet for those making a positive impact every day. Tickets are selling fast, so go to 1017thetruth.com today to make sure you do not miss out on the biggest celebration in Milwaukee. Tickets are only $25 and include free food, free drinks, and free truth giveaways. Don't miss an evening filled with entertainment, heartfelt stories, and celebrating our city with the 1017 The Truth team. Visit 1017thetruth.com right now to buy your tickets to our Truth Community Awards. That is 1017thetruth.com to secure your spot for a night of celebrating the excellence of our community. The Truth Community Awards is presented by Potawatomi Casino and Hotel and sponsored by Community Advocates.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
When the wolf?
Oh, a wolf. Ooh!
What about the tiny dog? Cat? Owl? Dolphin? What does the turkey say? Whale?
Yeah, whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Is your washing machine not quite getting the job done the way you expected? Running your dryer over and over because it is taking forever to dry your clothes. Be frustrated no more because Create Suds Laundromat in Milwaukee can get rid of all your washing and drying headaches. They offer new big load washers and dryers to reduce your cleaning time and even have free Wi-Fi for customers. Stop battling with stubborn stains and piles of laundry and visit Create Suds Laundromat. They are open every day from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
For general contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Go ahead, Benjamin. Y'all weren't even born when this came out. I want to play you guys this clip that might be, I don't know, condescending for some black folks, because we pride ourselves on everything that is black, even some things that I believe are counterproductive. And that is an attempt, in my opinion, of us embracing every single bit, piece, part, and parcel of blackness. And blackness is not a monolith. You've heard that 1,000,001 times before. There are different versions of it. We have different thoughts, different opinions, different feelings. We have different political persuasions, and we also just have different experiences overall. But I think because we are so incredibly diverse that we embrace all of it and it all becomes a part of the culture. I disagree with that. I don't think that every bit, piece, part, and parcel of what can be considered uniquely black culture needs to be embraced and needs to be put out on the forefront. And because we are a minority, and I think this is difficult to conceptualize because we may not see ourselves as minorities the way the broader culture sees us in a nation of many different cultures. We're still not a significant enough of a majority to completely change policy paradigms in this nation. In that regard, we are a small section, a small slice. But to us, black folks, we are, in fact, everything, you see. And we'll tell you about our history, and we were here before Columbus, and we'll tell you all of these glorious things, which are all true, but you will never find in a history book. And so we tend to just embrace all of it. And I don't know if we need to do that. At some point, we have to agree to put our best and our brightest, our most advanced out front and let them lead. And it's hard for us to do that because they may not be reflective of, quote unquote, keeping it real, which I don't even know what that even means. Keeping it hood, keeping it street. Other cultures divorce themselves from that. We embrace it. But then that's us just embracing and loving every single bit, piece, part, and parcel of blackness. And we don't have to do that. We don't have to. Now, there's a lady that I found, and she says something way more eloquently than I can, and I want to play it for you. Now, it's kind of tricky now. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, here we go.
Court of a massive group that participates in ratchet behavior and ratchet thinking. Now, white, Asian, and Hispanic, they got ratchet people, but you had to go away from the group to do that. They don't house you. They don't nurture that. The black community, the massive group accepts it and nurtures it. It's totally backwards. Rather than sending the ratchets away, the massive black groups bring the ratchets. There's a safe space for them. When they're confronted, you look like the minority because you are the minority that confronts that culture, and they're the majority. This is the only group, this is the culture where the ratchets has the power socially. The nerds, the high value minded people. When I'm talking about high values, I'm talking about pro-social values, generosity, respect, honor, faithfulness, kindness. I'm talking about community. High values your way of being. The people like us, we in the black community are the rejects. In other groups, the ratchets are the rejects. In other groups, that's for entertainment for them. They're going home doing the right thing. The smart people are elevated because they know you're the key to our progress. In our group, the smart ones are rejected and they think you trying to oppress them. It's interesting. You're so backwards. You think we trying to oppress you. We trying to free you. Black women have the support of a massive group that participates in ratchet behavior.
Okay, that is essentially, that's it, what she said. That we not just harbor, but give a safe space to ratchet behavior. I've never heard it communicated quite like this before in such an eloquent way. When I hear about an establishment, maybe it's a downtown establishment, and African Americans show up in mass, and we act in a way that is unbecoming of said establishment. I may or may not be referring to a place like Elsa's, a place that was known for its quiet class and sophistication, where you can get a decent meal, have a nice drink, in a very, very nice and well-appointed downtown environment, right? That is how Elsa's presented itself. Therefore, the patrons that want to be in that kind of quiet, sophisticated, upscale environment, they would present themselves that way as well. And everything from Steve the Stoner barging into that quiet and sophisticated environment and doing impromptu concerts, to the number of fights that we saw where tables were turned over and chairs were turned over and dishware was destroyed, and it was our people, okay? And then there was even a shooting in Elsa's where someone fired shots from a gun into that restaurant, which could have killed a lot of people. Had they killed people, it would have been considered one of the worst mass shootings in downtown Milwaukee. And we'll pretend like those things don't exist. The behavior that we exhibit sometimes as African Americans is not shunned. I think it's welcome, and it's why I've always had an issue with, and this is just me getting old, some of the things that are promoted in our culture, because I remember a time when even the music that we listened to had strong pro-black messages, and that was my developmental environment. So even the entertainment that I got was the Poor Righteous Teachers, and it was KRS-One, and it was Public Enemy, and it was X-Clan, and it was a Black Panther rapper named Paris. Like, this is the music that I listened to, and these were the artists that I wanted to emulate, because there was this strong sense of pride in being black, but also being highly intelligent and being able to outthink your oppressor. This is the key with education, and this is why they want to keep our education resources stifled, because the way that you beat racism and oppression is by being able to outcritically think it, to be more intelligent than it is, because racism is ignorance. And when African Americans are exposed to a paradigm and to a curriculum that encourages our self-sufficiency and our critical thinking skills, we will be able to outthink the ignorance that keeps us so very stifled. And so some kind of way, and we can have a long, complicated discussion about how some of the less than productive bits and pieces of our culture are now front and center for all of us to consume. Somebody is coming to the rave. Sexy butt cheek, sexy red, ratchet. I get a Glorilla. Which one? I get them mixed up. And somebody asked me if I wanted to go to the sexy Glorilla concert, and I said I don't want to be around that. And I think when it serves a purpose just to entertain a subset of our community, it's great, because we are diverse in the entertainment that we offer. But when that kind of behavior becomes like the example of a generation of blackness, we're screwed. We are, and I don't want to be screwed. But I also remember being, astute and intelligent and speaking proper English. Like, growing up, I was ostracized because they tried to relegate my love for education to something that was anti-black. And this was coming from black people. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. If you were black and you're serious about your studies, you made the other black kids that weren't serious about their studies, you made them look bad, and they oftentimes were the majority. It was a really weird contrast back in the day. The students that came to Brown Deer from MPS, there's a real big difference, like behavioral differences, cultural differences, a whole bunch of other differences, but the way that they cast a negative dispersion on those black children that were going to Brown Deer High School, that were there for a reason. Our parents put us there for a reason, so we could get the kind of education that we couldn't get or that was not offered at MPS. And so when the MPS kids were bused to suburban schools, they brought a culture that was counterproductive to why their parents chose to put them in a suburban school. And this has zero to do with whiteness. That is where narrow-minded people get it twisted. They think that, if you put black kids near white kids, then there's going to be some great benefit to that. Well, there is, because we get to learn what racism is from its source. I think that's why there's still so much confusion amongst especially older African Americans that did not grow up with the opportunity to grow up with white kids and grow up with white people like their entire life, because y'all still don't know what racism is. Y'all still don't know how to identify a white person that is an enemy, because they sometimes look, dress, talk like a friend, but they are truly an enemy. And you would not know that unless you actually see and grow up with and have had many decades of experience of how complicated whiteness is, especially when it goes into self-protection mode. So I'm going to pause there, come back. And I do want to have a discussion about the things that we are promoting and allowing to be representative of what blackness is, I think it doesn't help our cause, to say the least. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You cannot look me in the face and tell me that America is the greatest country in the world when you have people who cannot have access to quality health care.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
We need to change the structure of insurance companies to make them nonprofits so that there's not a profit motive for you to make up your mind as to whether or not you're going to help somebody.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
Happy Black History Month from the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. The Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network values and celebrates the wealth of diversity reflected in the patients, families, workforce, and communities it serves. What is so beautiful about their efforts is they aim to deliver healthcare services that meet the social, cultural, and linguistic needs of their patients. By addressing social determinants of health like education, employment, and food insecurity, they know it can help them in offering the best possible health outcomes and quality of care for patients while also working to eliminate racial and ethnic health disparities impacting our community. The Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network has made it a goal to be a leader of change in our community and so much more because health equity is fundamental to the organization's mission and simply the right thing to do. Join 1017 The Truth and the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network as we celebrate Black excellence with you during Black History Month.
People often wonder, what's the credit union difference? Well, let me tell you what's different about Educators Credit Union. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a team of people who are actively invested in the next generation and in the communities where you live and work. We're in classrooms teaching financial literacy, in neighborhoods building homes and relationships, and in local communities lending a helping hand. We believe when communities thrive, we all thrive. Educators Credit Union, achieving more together, insured by NCUA.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
There is beauty in the diversity that is blackness. It's everything, right? It's all sorts of different flavors and colors and shades. Our artistic creativity, I think, gives America a lot more flavor. But I think we as a people need to have more control over what represents us. Because there are certain spheres of American society where we have no choice but to send our best, to send our brightest, to represent the greater community in spheres in which the larger culture may be inexperienced. Like our political leaders need to be representing us in that political realm. Our sophisticated business leaders need to be representing the community in that realm. Where people are specialized, that is where we should be sending them to do the bidding on our behalf, you see. Because we do have some common experiences as black folks in America. If you are a descendant of a slave, there are some common family experiences, especially if you are an African American who is a part of one of the many great migrations from the oppressive Jim Crow South to the North. We've got a lot of commonalities. Now, what we did when our families and our lineages arrived in the North, we went divergent and did different things. But a lot of our experiences are the same because white culture never really knew how to embrace us nor how to absorb us. So they segregated us. Milwaukee segregated, Chicago was segregated, Gary was segregated, and Detroit was segregated as well. So even though black people have different skill sets and different experiences, we did different things, we got different levels of education, how whiteness reacted to us arriving in the North, those are very similar experiences, okay? And so as time has gone on, we have made monumental strides in every measurable category that you can think of. Have we achieved parity? No. But we may never achieve parity because if you look at those that outpace us, look what they had to do to get in the privileged positions that they are in. They had to rape, they had to kill, they had to steal, they had to manipulate the law, they had to manipulate the courts, they had to manipulate suffrage and people's ability and right to vote. So we may never get to where they are because they achieved their status and their success through sinister means. All right? But we have control over some things, how our community is represented. And I know that this becomes a very contentious issue because black folks, some have this obsession with keeping it real and being authentic, even if it's to the detriment of your own community. Sometimes you need to be taken seriously. And if the only thing that some people know about who we are, our deep, rich past, our cultural, tenets that exist in the black community and all that we are, but all they see, all that is promoted, all that we support is the worst of the worst, they're not going to take us seriously. They won't see us as their intellectual equals, let alone their intellectual superiors. They will never see that. And I think that we have a little bit more control over what gets put out there, because right now more than ever, like, we want to be taken seriously, right? And I say this all the time. We seem to think that just black anger and black outrage, black frustration gets us to be taken seriously. No, it doesn't. It never will. I don't care how mad you get. I don't care how much you yell and you scream and you disrupt. You will never be taken seriously because America has been equipped to absorb black anger. To absorb black anger and turn its back on it completely. That gets us nowhere. But who and what we promote as the representation of our culture is what gets taken seriously. White folks put their best and their brightest out front all the time. And look who Donald Trump has surrounded himself with in his cabinet. Now, we may fundamentally disagree with the Jeff Bezos, even though I like Amazon a lot. I guess I like Amazon until I'm told I'm not supposed to anymore. Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. If you look at what they control, especially not just our consumer behavior, but the algorithms that feed us information. Dare I say, now we may disagree with some of their political stances. We may disagree with some of the decisions that a Elon Musk will make, that a Mark Zuckerberg will make, that a Jeff Bezos will make. But they are the best that white America has to offer. And look where they're at. They're right next to the President of the United States, who is the seat of international power. We need to assemble our best and our brightest, too. But I got a feeling if we assembled our best and our brightest, it'd be the moose knuckle lady, sexy butt cheek, ratchet knuckle, you know what I mean? I'm going to take a break. We're going to pick this back up for hour 3. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices, Milwaukee Black Talk. Calling all Black-owned business owners and entrepreneurs. Are you looking to share your story and grow your reach? We have teamed up with Associated Bank for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, 4 lucky business owners will win an opportunity to spotlight their brand and journey on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. To sign up for your business spotlight interviews, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure on the truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, member FDIC. Saving energy and money is easier than you think. Here are 2 simple things you can do to reduce your energy use and lower your energy bill. Use thermal curtains to reduce each room's energy loss by up to 25%, and make sure vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs to improve airflow and comfort. Simple, smart savings. Get more energy-saving tips at WeEnergies.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Truth Nation, let us talk our ish for a moment. There is no other station in the country where you get a front row seat to hear from some of the biggest names in politics, pop culture, and sports. People like Grammy Award winner John Legend.
Knowing that fight isn't over, knowing that we've got to stay motivated and stay inspired. Glory was a song that myself and Common wrote. 2 brothers from the Midwest, from Chicago and from Springfield, Ohio.
Oscar Award winning actor Don Cheadle.
I know that we're the bright, shiny thing that sometimes gets the attention, but I would say don't listen to celebrities. You don't have to listen to us. Listen to yourself.
And President Donald Trump's son, Don Jr.
When did we have a strong economy? And I don't think anyone with a straight face can say right now. And the reality, when you look at it, it's not even voting for my father. Look at the team that's now surrounding him.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk. Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to hour 3 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Ben Jammin is in the producer studio, literally jamming like Ben does. We had I think that was a great little dialogue that we had, Ben, but it was cut short by me having to come back and start hour 3. Are Black people, are we unified? And I look at the example that is the most obvious, but it's very contentious. When we cast our ballots, 80+% of us vote for one political party, because I think when you have the majority of Black people moving in one direction, that's best for all of us, because there's something intrinsic in that big collective decision that we make. And some people think that we just vote for Democrats because we're stupid. Those are folks that clearly don't understand us. And whenever you hear that, that means that we need like more Black history in the curriculum, because Black people don't do things in that large a number, in my opinion, because we are stupid. Now, what I'm worried about, though, is the de-evolution of our culture that does seem counter-intellectual. As the world is getting much more technologically sophisticated and savvy, it seems like we're rebelling from that. Like we need our best. We need our brightest. I want a Black Elon Musk. And we have them, but we don't promote them because they get overshadowed by sexy moose knuckle lady. I want the Black Jeff Bezos. I want the Black Mark Zuckerberg. We have them, but they get overshadowed by a culture that still is hell-bent on rebelling from the sophisticated, the elevated, and the intellectually superior. And like that is what our strong suit is. And if we're hiding that or masking that or shielding our intellectual superiority, that's not going to bode well for us. I think that African Americans do the voting thing together, unlike any other community or culture. There's not another group of people that do anything as unified as we do when we cast our ballots, because we have seen a tremendous amount of social progress through the ballot box. That's why they want to have the voter ID. In fact, they're still messing with this voter stuff. They're always trying to tinker with voter laws. You know why that is, because there is an entryway to having power and control over your community through the ballot box. Now, will it give you total and complete control? In this capitalistic system, it will not, but it will give you the ability to have your decision makers out front, and your decision makers will be able to make policy that we hope can benefit the 85-90% of African Americans that cast their ballots in one direction versus another, you see. Now, I also have to leave room for diverging thought. Now, do I always subscribe to, well, we need black people on both sides so that we can be well represented? There was a very small sliver of time in American history where that would have made sense, where you have black Republicans and black conservatives that are representing us in those political spheres, and then you have black liberals and black progressives and black Democrats representing us in that other sphere. But now, an African American joining this incarnation of the Republican Party is like saying, oh, we need black people that are in the Klan so we can be represented amongst those that want to cut our heads off. There was a time in the 20th century in which it made sense, and maybe the earlier part of the 21st century, where it made sense to have African Americans representing us in the Republican Party. Maybe your Colin Powells, your more moderate African American Republicans, not even necessarily Condoleezza Rice. I think she was a little bit too far gone, but it would have made sense some time ago. But then what did Colin Powell ultimately do? You know what he did? What'd he do? He endorsed Obama, didn't he? He was our representation on the conservative side, and he got he was the Secretary of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of Secretary of the State. I think he was the Secretary of the State. That's a big deal. That means that he was the representation of all of America's interests, political, social, economic, on the world stage. Secretary of State is a big deal. Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. In fact, if you ask me, it is the highest honor. It is the highest cabinet level position that a president can bestow on a citizen, is being the Secretary of State. That is, you are the chief diplomat for this nation. That's why Barack Obama gave that to Hillary Clinton. He was like, I'll beat you in the presidency race, but I'll let you be Secretary of State. And then you can add that to your resume when you ultimately run for president. I cannot figure out for the life of me why Donald Trump selected little Marco Rubio to be his Secretary of State. So if you look at the line of succession, which I do not have in front of me, but I'm sure some of you will pull it up. The first in line is the vice president, right? Something happens to the president, the vice president becomes president. So they're first in the line of succession. Next in the line of succession is the Speaker of the House. And then if I'm not mistaken, some of you will correct me if I'm wrong, because you always do. The next in the line of succession is the Secretary of State. I could be wrong, but I highly doubt it. So being Secretary of State, it's a big deal. There's actually a line of succession that goes, it's so far down that it actually gets down to where an American citizen can just be president of the United States. It's crazy if you follow it. However, I digress. I don't want our trajectory in this nation in what are going to be very trying times politically in the next few years, and I shouldn't say for the next few years, for the foreseeable future, to be wasted by us not putting our best and our brightest in the forefront of who black people are. Because I need us to be taken seriously, because the issues that face us are very serious. There's health disparity issues that need to be taken seriously. There's income disparity issues, home ownership disparity issues. There's a gap, a skills gap. There's a gap in reading and math and test scores and public education. All those things need to be taken seriously. And so if the understanding of our culture, granted amongst a very ignorant population in the United States, when I say ignorant, I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm saying ignorant because they are simply misinformed. When they think of black culture, do they think of the lowest of the low, or do they think of us that are the intellectual superiors? And I say us, I mean collectively, not individual people. Because we have to be taken seriously, because if we're not taken seriously, then our issues are going to be afterthoughts. They need to know that if they have an opioid epidemic in their community and they take that seriously, then us having a skills gap and an education gap and a reading gap between black students and white students, they need to know that that's just as serious too. And I don't know if we are putting ourselves, and we do have some kind of control as a large community. Now, we got different ideas, thoughts, and opinions, but at the end of the day, we need to be able to have our ratchet culture and need to be able to have all of the expressions of our different types of music, because music has always told a story for black people. It embraces and puts to art bits and pieces of the black experience in a very beautiful, cultural, and creative way. But some of the worst, and you know what I mean when I say the worst of the worst, that can't be the example of who we are. For a while, I thought we were okay with Barack Obama. And then he voiced his frustration, and some of you all didn't like the way Barack Obama, the way he talked to black men. Some of you even made up the excuse of, well, he shouldn't have been saying that in front of white people. He was chastising black men in front of white people. White people already think low of us anyway. So Barack Obama saying that was not news to white folks. But I thought that he was the one that could, in fact, chastise black men and correct us when we are moving in a direction that is ultimately harmful for all of us. So we're, as black men, we're supposed to protect stuff. When Obama saw a number of African-American men kind of drifting away, because he knew what his coalition was. He knew that how black men were firmly behind him, and he just wanted that same coalition that was behind him to be behind Kamala, because Barack Obama knew. You know how many conversations that Donald Trump and Barack Obama had? Like, we seem to think that them men don't talk. They do. I talked about how I think they're on the text message chain. Joe Biden is on it too. There's only, how many minutes left that were president of the United States? 4? They're all dead now. With Jimmy Carter being dead, it's Bill Clinton, George W. George W. Bush, when he's on the presidential group chat, I think they really are on a presidential group chat. I think George W. Bush is the one that sends eggplant emojis just to be funny. Like, he's the jokester of the group. So you got Bill Clinton, you got George W. Bush, you got Barack Obama, and you got Donald Trump. 4 men. The last remaining surviving U.S. presidents, they are of different party affiliations, but only those 4 men, out of all of the men on planet Earth, 4 billion men, these 4 know what it's like to be president. And Barack Obama knew what Trump was going to do. But here's the thing. Barack Obama couldn't tell Trump not to do that stuff. He couldn't tell Donald Trump, Donald, you really shouldn't take away all the federal workers. You know, I got to take away the federal workers, Barack. I understand your position, your point of view, but I got to do it very much. All right. But I'm just saying, it's not going to be a good look. It might not be a good look for you, but it's a good look for me. I don't think that Barack Obama has any kind of influence over Donald Trump, but I think he listens to what he has to say. Because we saw them joking casually at Jimmy Carter's funeral. They talk. And because they talk, Barack Obama was trying to give us a damn warning, and we didn't heed it. In fact, we got upset of how we talked to us. I'll never get over that. Because I saw what a lot of black women have been saying about us. Scared, insecure, weak, timid. I saw all of it. And how we responded to Barack Obama, and even Roland Martin with his big head ass. He's never coming back to my radio show, ever. In fact, I don't know, if I see Roland Martin coming toward the 3rd Street Market, I might just start chasing him. Even he had an issue with how Barack Obama, quote unquote, talked to black men. Like, that was embarrassing to me. I promise you this, and maybe this is a bad comparison, but it's a comparison that I have. If Donald Trump saw some things happening in this nation that he didn't like, and he wanted to address his supporters, middle-aged white men from middle America, and he used terms and tones that were quote-unquote disrespectful, but he was talking to his people, you see. And let's say there were black people in the room. And Donald Trump wanted to convey a message to his people, to white men that are middle-aged. And let's say he used real condescending language, because Trump does. Let's just imagine for a moment. Please humor me on this. It's very important. And let's say Donald Trump was condescending to a room full of white men. Do you think any one of them would get on national media and say, we didn't like how Donald Trump talked to us? Do you see how he belittles the entire Republican Party to the point where they are in submission? They don't complain not one bit. They follow him. Now, Barack Obama, he did use some terms that may have been, I don't know, less than sensitive, but he was coming from a place of love, and he knew what Trump was going to do. And instead of us listening, we got mad in how he said it. And I am not trying to use or using Donald Trump's choice of how he orates as an example to use, but not one white man that Donald Trump belittles or disrespects goes on media and whines about how Donald Trump talked to them. They get it. They get the message. That is how Donald Trump is. Okay, this is what he wants us to do. They don't get caught up in the delivery. What do they say? It's not what you say, it's how you say it. I sit here and watch Donald Trump turn Republican statesmen into little boys, and they take it because there's orders that they got to follow to maintain their trajectory of superiority. And we don't have many spokespeople like Barack Obama, but if Barack Obama can address us in a matter-of-fact way without having to watch his tone, like that's something a woman would say. Watch your tone. And we got to watch our tone when we're talking to women, because if a man gets a little bit too blustery, that can be very intimidating for a woman. But it's wild to me. And so you have that. So we chastised Barack Obama. We didn't like how he talked to us. But then the forefront representation of our culture is music that cannot be taken seriously when it comes to a community like ours that is literally dying. You know, and we are going to have to figure this stuff out. This is internal stuff. And I don't care who hears it. I don't care, because they already think this way of us anyway. The only way that we intimidate them is once we realize that what we are putting out there and supporting, the ratchetness of the bits and pieces of our culture, the only way that they get intimidated is once we realize that that is not the face that we that we want to show the world. All right, so I'm going to take a break, come back. I want to play that clip again. I should get this woman's name. It's from the Instagram account of Young, Black, and Wealthy, where there's a whole bunch of really, really intelligent content creators that make content. So Young, Black, and Wealthy on Instagram. But she's so eloquent in how she delivers how we, I think, to our detriment, give comfort and support and put on the forefront ratchet behavior, where other communities and cultures, they have ratchets too, but their ratchets are not at the forefront and representing them, right? I look at who Trump has, and again, a bad example, but he has the absolute best and the brightest that are surrounding him. We as black folks in all of the spheres in which we have tremendous amount of influence need to have our best and our brightest representing us, and not people who are, let's just say, less than. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
People often wonder, what's the credit union difference? Well, let me tell you what's different about Educators Credit Union. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a team of people who are actively invested in the next generation and in the communities where you live and work. We're in classrooms teaching financial literacy, in neighborhoods building homes and relationships, and in local communities lending a helping hand. We believe when communities thrive, we all thrive. Educators Credit Union, achieving more together, insured by NCUA.
I walk on the shoulders of giants who have come before me.
I am grateful for those who changed yesterday.
But I live in today.
And I pledge I will help shape tomorrow.
Milwaukee College Prep Scholars honor Black History Month not just during February, but each and every day they walk through the door, preparing for a better life for themselves and the world around them. Enroll your scholar at MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Join the livest talk and text fan base in the country.
So I had to come and speak about this topic because Benjamin, you be cracking me up in the worst way possible.
Which part?
All love. Keep calling. Keep texting. Keep being you, Truth Nation.
Hey, how you guys doing? The best lunch show ever. I want to say, first of all praises to the Most High.
Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth. More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Eight 212-1017, 833-212-1017. Let's talk to Brian on 1017 The Truth. How are you?
Pretty good. Love your show.
Thank you.
Bill Cosby tried to talk the same way to black folks years ago, and they took offense to the way he spoke to him as well. You remember that?
Yeah, he also turned out to be, let's just say, less than credible. So maybe black folks that took offense to Bill Cosby's words were right.
Well, his words were right. His personal credibility may be questioned, but the things that he was saying were straight on point. And I think that the reason that we have, I call what you're talking about now, we have a pander culture of black folks now. It's like they only have a certain mentality around their own people if they have a lot of money, and then they still have a certain mentality when they're around the other people, I say. We got to get out of this pander mentality.
Who are we pandering to?
Caucasian folks. I mean, you got a LeBron James who's a billionaire, but he watches how he talks. You got Jay-Z who's a billionaire, and he doesn't really pander. He just doesn't say anything. He lets them take the lead.
Okay.
But you don't. You're right. We don't have
those are our best and our brightest, Jay-Z and LeBron. So LeBron is also controlled by contracts. There's a bunch of stuff that LeBron James cannot say and cannot do because it would violate a bunch of his contracts that the public doesn't know anything about. But I don't know if he's not as free to speak as some of us think. Like, he'll give his money to schools and give his money to scholarships, but I think that's the extent to how far he can go.
Yeah, he give his money to nowhere, basically. None of the money that those people have at that level does any bit of good for the overall population of black folks.
No, I think if you pay for black children to go to school, you pay for their education from 8th grade through college. That does more good than really anything else I can name. Like, our education is where we are lacking, and it is where we have the biggest disparities, and that literally kills us. It either kills us or puts us in prison. So any black person that wants to give their money to the education of black children is doing more than a presidential executive order pen could ever do.
Yeah, doing more than me, doing more than you, doing more than Tory Lowe, yeah. But I'm talking about an overall
trend. It doesn't set a trend of our culture to be what you're looking for us to be. I mean, we're not on a trend where we can be on their level, because we don't have the people that are willing to show the kahunas and make the decision to say, look, this is from us. This is what we're going to do, and we're not going to, conciliate. We're not going to be conciliatory to because of your passions, basically. We have a guy now named Maxwell Chikumpulso from Zimbabwe that's way more intelligent than Elon Musk or his entire corporation.
He's not ours.
He's got a car that works.
He's not ours.
Pardon me?
He's not ours. He's not one of us.
He's still black.
No, he's not.
He's still black.
Not the same.
Yes, he is.
That's like saying an English person in England is the same as a white person with an English last name in Wisconsin. Not the same. Well, there is no connection with our diaspora. That's a whole different culture of black, and we got to stop thinking that Africans on the continent have anything to do with or anything in common with us, because they're not investing in our education. They're not coming over here and absorbing some, so we can't use them as examples. That's not us. Because somebody shares my skin tone? No. That's like saying a white progressive white liberal is the same as Donald Trump. They are not. Not the same. That is not one of our best and our brightest. They have not been forged in the fire of the racism and segregation of the United States. Big difference.
Yeah, that part might be true.
Not might.
But the electric cars have been around since the 20s. So Elon Musk is not really inventing anything. He's just a leech. I mean, he's just leeching on to something that was already here. They just weren't ready to bring out until he made his bones with PayPal. So he's not all that bright or brilliant.
So they could have been around for however long, but they've been brought to market by him. And here's the thing. I am torn because I want a Tesla Model Y so bad, and I feel like if I buy one, I'm supporting Elon Musk. I want one. There is no electric car that comes even remotely close. No automakers has anything that even can touch the technology that's in a Tesla. And so I'm torn because I want one real bad, but I got a feeling if I buy one, somebody will vandalize it because Elon Musk is the CEO of Tesla.
Yeah, well, you can always get a shell of a Tesla and have the black guy rebuild it for you.
Oh, that sounds feasible. I think I'll do that. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate your call. Not really sure what we accomplished there, but hello, Linda. How are you?
Good morning, Professor. Good morning, Good Karma Brands. And good morning to all the good black and white people of Milwaukee and America. Hey, Sherwin. I have a poem, but I do have a response too.
Linda, when did you decide that you were going to take your time on the air and read poetry written by other people?
Because it's Black History.
All right.
Duh.
Oh, sorry.
All right. I got on glasses.
Oh, good God.
The paradox of education is precisely this: that as one begins to become conscious, one begins to examine the society in which he is being educated. James Baldwin.
Oh, thanks for that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
And I wanted to say, yeah, I voted Sherwin. And if you're going to donate your melanin, can I get the gray bear eyes? That's all I want.
So a couple of things. I'm not donating a damn thing to you, Linda, because you would probably try and have sex with it. So that's no. Number two, leave my melanin where it is. Don't touch my melanin.
I also wanted to say I don't understand the black on black, degradation, derogative, accusations toward each other, considering, the system is designed to do what it is doing to us. So it keeps black people academically ignorant, and it also keeps us divided against each other and gives us the false illusion that we got some type of black pride and freedom. And so when Barack made those types of comments, it just, like you said, it exposed what the system has done to us. And it is designed to do that. Keep black people at a certain level and perspective, and keep white people at a certain level and perspective. You know, it's just really something. But like W.E.B. Du Bois also said, the top 10% is, I think, what we have, you know, kind of evolved into relying on to lead us instead of we in our own individual power do the right thing, and then we will see the collective of us all, you know, heading in the right way and in a positive direction. I just wanted to share that comment. I don't know, but yeah, I'm getting my doctorate ready, and also Sherwin.
You got a new thing every week, Linda.
Yes, I'm very ambitious and I'm not mediocre. But guess what I found out? Man, we got to really be careful of how we are, you know, taking care of ourselves. I mean, I love bread. Man, come to find out, I can't eat no more bread.
Why?
It adds to cholesterol. And I'm like, what? I'm like, man, I'm so mad. And then the sugary juices like Minute Maid and stuff, I got to change that to like, you know, like herbal teas and stuff. Because
drink water,
that
Linda.
is
Drink
also,
water. Just drink water. Drink water.
Yeah, I know. I drink water, but that gets boring.
No, it doesn't. Drink water.
But yeah, we got to be conscious of our health, guys, for real. Little things can be a big problem over time.
And cholesterol, a lot of times, is genetic. There are some people that can eat fried chicken and pork steaks 3 times a day, and they'll never have high cholesterol. There's other folks that exercise and have a reasonable weight. Their triglycerides will be through the roof, so a lot of it is genetic as well.
And that is true, but until the time that they die, it's like, boom, it just hit them all at once, for real. It may be silent because they have a good tolerance system, but at some point in time, one is going to outweigh the other.
All right, thank you, Dr. Linda. Appreciate your call.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Okay, then. Bye-bye then, Linda. Let's talk to Eric. You're on 101.7 The Truth. How are you?
Hey, what's going on, Australia?
I'm just hanging out at the job today. Eric, what's going on with you?
All right, trying to stay warm. Back to your statement about, like, we want our own black Elon Musk and stuff like that.
Yes.
So through the history of time, we've had all type of black inventors and people who created stuff, and we see that stuff through Black History, stuff like that, Black History Month or whatever. But they don't get no recognition, or if they get the recognition, they don't. Where's the ownership or the patent for it all? Everything is taken away, stripped and taken away. Is all you have is just the recognition of this person made this or invented that. So if we can't get, if we're capped off and got guardrails where we can't own anything, I mean, what are we supposed to do?
I think that the
Just
first
talk about
people
it,
that need to support black creation and black inventions are black people. And it's not like if we patent something that automatically white people just steal it from us. No, that's not the case whatsoever. If we have a patent for an idea and can bring it to market, then our first supporters need to be other black people. But for some reason, I don't think that we prioritize our scientific inventions and contributions like we prioritize our music and our cultural contributions. So that's an internal problem with us. If we prioritize black mathematicians and black scientists the way we prioritize Sexy Red, then I think we'd be in a much better position, because at least the world would take us seriously. Because then the world will want to do business with us. Then Europe will be like, America, be damned. We want to work with these black scientists. We want to work with these black inventors. If it won't come to market in America, then you can bring it to market in Australia, or you can bring it to market in Southeast Asia, in Thailand. So once we decide that we want to put our biggest, our best, our brightest, our smartest, our creators and our inventors in the forefront, then other nations will come to our aid. And other nations will want us to help their countries, right? But we don't do that. Maybe we will.
Okay. Yeah, no, okay. One more thing, too. Isn't it about ownership? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can own something, maybe you can have a voice or whatnot, but, like, the powers that be will only it's like they only let you get so much so far, and then, okay, then it's a cutoff point. Okay, like if you're Republican or something like that, I know some people that's Republicans, black Republicans, but they're quiet about it, but it's like, we'll let you get this money, but shut up, though, and fall in line. You know what I'm saying? The ownership part, though, we can't own nothing. We can get money, but own stuff.
Give me an example.
That's the thing.
Give me one more example so I can formulate an answer. What do you think that we as black people cannot own? I think we're quick to sell what we have. I think we are quick to relinquish our ownership in trade for money or access, et cetera. But I think we can own a whole bunch of stuff. Hell, we own a whole community, and I say that because nobody else wants to live there. So we do have ownership of things because we got a whole bunch of stuff that people either don't want, can't get, or they don't understand it. How we put pride into what we own, I think, is an internal thing as well. But we can own anything we want to. Now, the question is, we'll sell it, though.
That's true, too. We quick to give up stuff as well. But I just think, like I said before, like say ownership, like how Byron Allen's trying to do. He's low key, got all type of media outlets and stuff like that, and always fighting with in suits and stuff like that. But I mean, he's just one person,
right? He does not have the community support that I think that he should have. But Byron Allen, he's been around for a very, very long time. I don't know what his latest endeavor was, but I know that when we get to a point where we've expanded as far as we think we can expand in black circles, and then we want to do stuff like try to buy NBC, then we're going to get stopped. Absolutely. If we're going to try and buy like CBS, if we think that we can purchase something that is theirs, that is where we oftentimes get shot down.
That's the thing. We can't really enter the whole realm of things. It just seems like it's always a cutoff point.
But we owned BET at one point in time. I think we sold that to white folks. And that basically says that even our own news and entertainment networks that I remember when BET was black as hell, like Donnie Simpson was the host of Video Soul. It was black news, black America. And we was like, how much you white folks offering? And we sold it.
Yeah.
Got to stop selling our stuff. But thank you, Eric. I appreciate your call.
No problem, man.
Eric, you ain't going to never sell out. I know Eric can hold on to his stuff forever. He's like, I ain't never going to sell out. I'm Eric. Damn it. I think I got to take a break, don't I, Ben? Yeah, take a break. Mike, Robert, you guys stay put. Want to hear from you. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on primary election day. I know it's cold, but you got to go and vote today until 8 o'clock. And apparently some of your driver's licenses and your state IDs have maple leaves on them. Didn't know that until today. Apparently there was a poll worker that didn't want to allow a veteran vote today because she didn't recognize the maple leaf on his state-issued ID. New state-issued IDs have the maple leaf on them. So if there are some poll workers that are going to work the polls this afternoon and this evening, you may see some state-issued IDs and driver's licenses with the maple leaf on them. Do not turn those people away, because if you do, we're going to find out who you are, poll worker, and your ass is going to be fired. Okay? Okay. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, get ready to celebrate excellence, passion, and the power of community as we host our first annual Truth Community Awards on Friday, February 28th at Potawatomi Casino and Hotel. We will celebrate 10 unsung heroes of our community and roll out the red carpet for those making a positive impact every day. Tickets are selling fast, so go to 1017thetruth.com today to make sure you do not miss out on the biggest celebration in Milwaukee. Tickets are only $25 and include free food, free drinks, and free truth giveaways. Don't miss an evening filled with entertainment, heartfelt stories, and celebrating our city with the 1017 The Truth team. Visit 1017thetruth.com right now to buy your tickets to our Truth Community Awards. That is 1017thetruth.com to secure your spot for a night of celebrating the excellence of our community. The Truth Community Awards is presented by Potawatomi Casino and Hotel and sponsored by Community Advocates. It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Ben Jammin with his truth.
Truth Nation and all the juicy jammers out there, can I be honest? Honest about what? Honest about me. Honest about following your dreams. Matthew 16, verse 26. What is it profit a man to gain the world but lose his soul? I didn't know what I was getting into when my mother birthed me. I never imagined walking out of a job would lead me here. Back in 2017, I was working third shift at a grocery store, hating it. I knew I had to make a change. One day I walked out. No plan, just a leap of faith. 2 months later, I got a job with V100, and it was on and popping. I met Wiz Khalifa, Jerry Springer, Ice Cube, and Charlamagne the God. But in 2020, everything changed. COVID hit and I was furloughed. But it gave me clarity. Clarity on who I was, who my real fans were, and what I truly wanted. After 8 months, I got an opportunity with 1017 The Truth. I got the chance to speak on air, and things took off. I started as a producer, and now I'm the host of Jamming with Juice. I've spoken with the White House, NBA All-Stars, and even killed an unreleased track with one of your favorite rappers. Through it all, I remained vulnerable with you, Truth Nation, especially after losing my dad. But here's the truth. It's not just about following your dreams, it's about preparing for them. What you want to happen is going to happen. But if you're not ready for it, you have to watch it pass you by. As a great prophet once said, you only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. So if we're waiting for the divine timing of the George Floyd assassination, the time that I took for myself to become greater, or the vision of the CEO of our company, 1017 The Truth, or myself wouldn't be here. So I'll call it divine timing. I can tell you to follow your dreams, but it's much better if you prepare for them.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to Jammin' with Juice with Ben Jammin and Carrie Mahone weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Eight 833-212-1017. 833-212-1017. Let's talk to who's been on hold long. I think Mike has. Mike, thank you for holding. Mike, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing this afternoon?
Doing all right. What's on your mind?
No, the Barack Obama comment.
Yes.
I didn't see nothing was wrong with what Barack had said. Barack was just speaking the truth. Because if a white person would have said that to us, we wouldn't have said one word. You know how we are. We be shucking and jiving for the white dude, but we never stand up to him. We always bow down to him. So when he said what he said, we were upset. Why we upset? Because he just spoke the truth. Now, like I said, if a white dude would have said that to us, we would all went out and voted for Kamala Harris. We would have stood up for her, but we needed somebody white to tell us.
I think you're right, because when Donald Trump asked, what do you blacks have to lose? Like, we should have had an absolute fit, and we should have rejected every other word that came out of his mouth after that, but we didn't. He said a whole bunch of other demeaning and condescending. He's even pointed to, like, a black person that's been on stage with him in one of his rallies. Like, look at my black. Look at him. Look at my black right here. Wave to the people.
Look at my black guy. And it was only one person.
Yeah.
It was only one black person up there that he's talking about. Look at all the black people. It wasn't but one person up there, a black idiot. So, like I said, I hate to call the man an idiot, but he was truly an idiot. But like I said, we don't listen to each other. We real quick to take advice from Mr. Whitey, but we won't take it from the brother next to us, because first thing we say is, oh, man, he hating. That's why he's saying what he's saying. He's not hating. He's just trying to help us. That's all he was trying to do, was lift us up, but we didn't want to take it that way. Oh, Barack shouldn't have said what he said. Really? Yeah, that's all I would like to say, man. So, and you keep doing what you do, brother. Your show is amazing.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
Y'all whole radio station, I love it. I love it.
Thank you, Mike. We love you right back. You have a good one as well. Lights so bright can only see the black ones. Harris campaign shares a clip of Donald Trump's controversial speech. Kamala Harris's campaign reposted a clip of Donald Trump February 24th speech in Columbia, South Carolina, which drew criticism for its perceived racial insensitivity. Trump remarked he could only see black people in the audience. Social media exploded with backlash, though some defended Trump, arguing the comment was humorous and not racist. Let's talk to Robert. You're on 1017 The Truth. How are you, Robert? Turn the radio off.
I'm going
Robert. Turn it all the way off.
It's off. Wait. Hold up.
kind of radio you got, man?
Okay. Huh?
You all right over there, Robert? You good?
Okay.
Okay, then now.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm number 3. At number 3, voting at Ward 151 at 11:25.
Hey, whoa! Wait a minute now. Damn it! Wait now.
I know what I said. I told him hold up.
Okay, where is that located at? And why do I hear an echo? Are you in a car or Bluetooth or something? Because they yell at me when y'all don't turn your radios down. Why do I hear myself?
Is that better?
Is that better? Yes, that's much better. No, I still hear myself. What do you have in the background?
And Lloyd, the library.
Okay, and you were number 3.
Yes.
All right, that's
It's
not
terrible.
good.
I braved the cold because the people back in the 60s died for me to vote.
Well, thank you for honoring their memory. It's very disappointing that only 2 other people voted in that. Well, maybe more people will vote in the afternoon and in the evening.
I would hope so.
All right, well, we'll know tomorrow. We'll know on tomorrow's show. I'm going to have the results, and I will have as much detailed information about who voted, who didn't vote, and all that other good stuff. But thank you for voting, Robert, and thank you for calling.
All right, you're welcome.
All right. I know damn well I heard an echo of myself in the background. I told him to turn the radio down. He ain't turned down nothing. That's so embarrassing. I kind of wish he hadn't called and said that. Voter number 3? I'm going to tell you what. So I'm going to go vote. I got to figure this out because I need to eat lunch. Benjamin, you buying lunch?
Hey, Sherwin, you richer than I am, you know.
I'm rich with love, not necessarily.
You richer with cryptocurrency. You got crypto on you. I know you do. You got some of that Bitcoin, Sherwin.
You know what? I sold my Bitcoin
No, you didn't.
4 years ago. Dude.
No, you didn't, Sherwin.
I don't got that
All
much.
right, the states across the United States are getting prepared for cryptocurrency with Bitcoin. I know you got some Bitcoin on you. So spend some of that Bitcoin money here at 3rd Street Market Hall.
No.
I want some Dairyland.
Do they accept cryptocurrencies? You know, there's some retailers that actually accept cryptocurrency.
They really should at this point. I mean, Donald Trump is quote unquote the crypto president. So hey.
So my retirement money is not. So most of it is, quite honestly, is equity in my house, and then I've got some equities like stocks, not a few, not a lot, rather just a few. And then the other part of my retirement is, believe it or not, the retirement plans that they have here at Good Karma Brands is insane. It's crazy. I'm up like 30%. So I put a fair. Oh, really? Oh, that's not bad. Oh, you're young too, Zach. You can retire with a bunch of money. We just got to get you to buy a house, Zach. If you buy a house before you're 30, you'll be set. But where the majority of my retirement income, it's in these floating rate notes and Invesco AAA collateralized loan obligation. Like, y'all don't understand, like, this investment prints money. Now, I don't want to give you too many details about it because some of y'all will put a whole bunch of money in it, and if you don't get rich overnight, you're going to get mad at me, or you won't see the kind of return that you want to see in a short period of time, and you're going to withdraw all your money at a loss. So that's why I can't give y'all financial advice. But it pays a dividend every single month. So every month I get a direct deposit. Every month. And that pays for my little going out to eat, my little entertainment. You know what I mean? So I ain't got to dig into my pocket if I want to go do fun stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that is, and it's growing like weeds. But that's where I keep my money. None of it is in cryptocurrency because to me that's not real. And so another scam was revealed like this morning. I listened to NPR where there's a group of investors that will put a lot of money into a particular cryptocurrency, so the value goes up and up and up and up. And inexperienced investors are like, oh, I want to get a piece of this cryptocurrency that's going up and up and up and up. And then those investors that are buying, increasing the price of whatever this particular crypto is, they withdraw their money instantly. And they are able to profit off of other investors buying the cryptocurrency while it's going up. they still have the majority of the crypto. They sell it, they make a bunch of money, and all the other investors are left holding the bag. Cryptocurrency is very tricky like that. It is not a proven, tried and true way. Unless you have $1 billion, I wouldn't mess with cryptocurrency. But I'm not telling y'all what to do. Y'all going to do whatever you want to do anyway. In fact, just me saying that I'm not investing in cryptocurrency, some of y'all are going to invest in it just because I said I'm not going to. So I wish you all the best of luck. Take a break, come back, and continue our conversation. I do want to play the clip again. I know I was going to play it before the last segment, but we had a fair number of calls, and calls are the priority here. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
On Friday night, the Milwaukee Panthers look to make it 3 wins in a row as they travel to Ohio to take on conference foe, the Youngstown State Penguins.
Abbott back in for J. Mike, bouncing inside for Franklin, and Aaron Franklin gives the Panthers the lead, 67-66.
Scott Warris has the coverage Friday starting at 7:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield.
A theft, and KP will rise. He throws it down.
Tip-off happens at 8 p.m.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The Greater Milwaukee Urban League is celebrating 105 years of legacy and impact. The 105th year milestone community engagement campaign is a mission-driven effort to support employment, education, advocacy, and entrepreneurship initiatives. Together, they can continue their impact and legacy. Join them in raising $1.5 million. Text 105 to 41444 to make a secure online donation today. Visit tmul.org for more information.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All your favorite interviews and best moments live in one place.
You know, I'm working in the morning, and I was listening back on the Truth app.
Download the new 1017 The Truth app now. Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 The Truth.
This is 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris, and the time is now, Milwaukee. You know, perspective is essential. What I found is the news behind the news is more important. I want you to leave my show with a sense of knowing what was missing that adds depth to the conversation. Tune in Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. on the new 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, or 1017thetruth.com.
Bringing all the smoke to you.
I love what you're doing, and this radio station is just like what it's called. It's the truth.
Download the new 1017 The Truth app now. Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 The Truth. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Go, ladies. It's a living dream. Love, life, live. Come play.
This is not the song I want to play. I want to play this song.
Stop what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money, see? So yo, world, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather around, I'm the new fool in town, and my sound's laid down by the underground. I drink up all the Hennessy you got on your shelf, so just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty. pronounced with a umpty. Yo, ladies, oh, how I like to.
Why you looking at me like that, Zach? You don't understand what this song used to do. We used to act whole fools on the dance floor when this song came out. This is back when men actually used to dance and it wasn't gay looking. Like now, if a bunch of dudes rush the dance floor, I'll be like, uh-oh, pause. Back then, we used to dance and had a good time. Your generation shoots people. We didn't shoot. We did skeet shooting. You know what I mean? A different kind of shooting. Let's talk to Kathy. Kathy, did you vote today?
No, I'm going to work at the polls at 1 o'clock around the corner from my house. And I'm off today. I'm going to be at the awards show. I'm just asking everybody to listen to this station. Bring yourself out and bring someone with you. And when you do that, make a donation to the show or to Tory Lowe at the good work that he does. Buy him a gas card, hook the brother up with all the good work that he's doing.
Linda, Kathy going to get us in trouble. Don't tell people to give us. Don't do that. Don't, because we can't accept stuff like, don't do that now.
Oh, you can't? Okay. No. All right. So we'll change that around and don't donate like I said you should. So, when you said about dividends, I'd like to talk to you about that, about some of your dividends you're talking about. Personally, that's how I'll buy you lunch or something, or a cup of coffee.
No, you can't do that either. You can't buy me stuff in exchange for my bad financial advice.
Well, you buy your coffee and I buy my tea. So that's just some advice because I think I'm doing pretty good. I get part of that backdrop at the Milwaukee County, what that's about. But I got some good investments myself going in. Just wanted to compare some notes like with the dividends and stuff that I'm not familiar with as much.
Kathy, aren't you retired? How long did you work for the county? Do you still work for the county?
I still work for the county, and I get my 6 weeks vacation and everything else.
How many years you been in the county?
Well, I won't be telling anyone that. And I do work a second job, and I've been at that second job for over 7, 8, 9 years. And before that, I always did stuff in the community.
It's public information how long you've been there, and so is your salary.
Okay, so why we don't go through all of the public or tell them my business, okay?
Because I just go find it. I'm just curious how long you've been there. Are you able to retire now from the county? Do you have enough years of service in?
No, because I'm not 50 yet.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I'm 50. But I'm just saying, there's some good information on dividends, or you can just give us a little bit on the radio one day or something like that. Just, sort of talk to you about that.
Right.
But I'm encouraging everybody to come out and join them on the 28th for the awards at Potawatomi. They do a good service for us, and I think we need to support them. But no excuses. The weather will be nice that day, so let's get out.
All right.
And bless y'all.
Thank you.
Sure, bye-bye.
All right.
Sure.
Kathy knows what the weather going to be on February 28th. All right, Linda said something in the chat. Linda, you didn't vote, Linda, because you said Sherwin talk about the judges that are on the ballot. You would know that there were no judicial races on this ballot had you voted. Linda, you didn't vote. And if you did vote, why did you see judges on your ballot and we didn't see judges? No one else has seen judges on their ballot. What judges did you see? There are no primaries for circuit court. Those are all going to be April 1st. Because you didn't see Lena Taylor and other circuit court judges on the ballot, right? The state Supreme Court race, that's not until April 1st either because there's no primary. Today is a primary election day, not a general. So let me read this right. Hang on a second. Wait. Here it is. Sherwin, you forgot to talk about the vote for Wisconsin judges. You must be referring to the April 1st Supreme Court race. I got plenty of time to talk about that. I don't want to confuse the issue because if I start talking about the state Supreme Court race, then some people would expect to see that on their ballot today. And if they didn't see it, it might cause confusion. I got to be very, very careful about what I discuss and what's on the current elections ballot versus what's going to be on the April 1st ballot. You know what I think the biggest issue is going to be with turnout on April 1st? Is some people are not going to believe that it's actually an election day because that's April Fool's Day. Imagine if somebody said, hey, everybody, vote today, ha, April Fools, and some people might believe it's an April Fool's joke because our turnout is typically low in off-year, nonpartisan elections anyway. All right, please be careful outside. It's very, very cold. Make sure you go and cast your ballot. I know I'm going to do so in a couple of hours, and we will have all the election results on tomorrow's program. Until then, Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace is up next.
Hey, it's Dr.